All right, hello YouTube. Welcome. A couple minutes late, but yeah, whatever. We had a big episode for our
Yeah, the
last
other show was
so
whew,
yeah, weighty one. But yeah, we're here for episode number 81. Which yeah, let's go ahead and hit the intro and we can get started.
He who is ashamed of his geekery has forgotten the face of Stan Lee.
You the proud, the geeky.
This is the podcast, Geekery Abides.
All right, hello and welcome to Geekery Abides, episode number 81. I was just seeing what if I can pull up the whole thing here, where because 1981, I was thinking about, movies wise. Of course, my stupid freaking movie app thing doesn't put my shit in order because, of course, that would make too much sense. But I know Raiders of the Lost Ark is 1981.
Halloween 2.
Halloween 2 is a big one, of course. Yeah, so definitely some good movies in 1981. See what else we got. Escape from New York, it's a good one. Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, some good movies in 1981, some good horror stuff. So yeah, welcome. My name is Tad, and with me as always is Peter, and we
Hello.
are here for to talk all things geeky that is not Stephen King, basically.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, Friday the 13th part 2.
yeah, the Friday the 13th pretty much hit pretty damn hard because they started in 1980, and like the sixth or the eighth one is like 1988 or 89. So it's like
Yeah.
you pretty much slam the 80s with like almost a movie every year.
American Werewolf in London.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's
The
a good one.
Howling. The Evil Dead.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. Welcome to episode 81. If you want to contact the show, you can, of course, do that in two ways. You can email either of us directly. It's either Peter at geekeryabides.com or Tad, T-A-D-D, at geekeryabides.com. Basically, we kind of quote-unquote produce each episode one after the, every other. So the odd ones are me, the even ones are Peter. If you want to email the show, that's the best way to do it, is email either of us directly. And yeah, that's the best way to do it. I haven't been seeing any emails recently. So-
Last one I got was for the Harry Potter.
Okay. It always makes me paranoid that like somewhere along the line Google like disconnected, but at some point I'll have to pull up my stuff on like maybe my third party app and see if because I think it's still connected and working fine. Or actually, yeah, it is, because I do get some junk mail stuff every once in a while, so
Oh, do ya?
it's still working fine. So yeah, so send emails if you want to contact the show, and then of course let's jump on over to watching, reading, playing. Let me pull up my notes here. Let's see. What do you got? I'll let you start while I'm pulling my notes up
I'm
here.
watching the new season of Scrubs with my wife. It's one of her all-time favorite shows, and they brought it back, so they have a new season on TV, so we're watching that every Wednesday. Obviously, I watched Better Call Saul season 2.
Yeah.
Because, spoiler alert, that's the episode today.
Yeah, that's
Um,
the main topic, indeed.
And then I did watch episode 1 of Daredevil Born Again.
Indeed.
So,
Yeah.
Not a ton watching, but
Yeah. No, same.
Yeah.
Not a ton for me on anything, but
reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix full cast came out. So I actually finished that.
what are you thinking of the full cast stuff?
I'm really liking it because it plays like a full on, like, almost like a movie. Like, and they have sound effects, music, and stuff like that going with it.
Yeah.
And so far, it's all been really well done. They got some amazing actors in this too. Like,
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie plays Dumbledore.
Yeah.
I can't get over that one. It's such a perfect casting, honestly, voice wise.
Yeah.
Looks wise, maybe not so what I would picture, because Dumbledore's kind of like a tall figure, and Hugh Laurie doesn't exactly seem like tall and imposing. But his voice,
I mean, when kids are like 3 foot nothing.
No, but with other adults though, because there's other actors that play, the adults and stuff like that.
And you don't picture Hugh Laurie tall? I don't know why I do.
I've always pictured him shorter because he's shorter than half the doctors and even a couple of the women doctors in House. But maybe that's because he's always like leaning on a cane.
Could be. I don't know why. I've just always pictured him being like tall. So again, not knowing what his actual height is, but yeah, that's just kind of interesting.
He's 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
6 feet 2.5.
Wait, 6 feet? Yeah, no. So he's excessively tall for an actor.
Yeah, he's an inch and a half taller than I am. So
yeah. So maybe I've seen him like on Conan or something where I was like, Jesus, he is actually tall.
He is pretty tall.
But yeah, no. So that's interesting. And also, of course, the trailer for the Harry Potter show
did just drop.
So also, I noticed they're calling it the Philosopher's Stone.
That's the British title.
So that's a good way to differentiate it from. But that's interesting to me too because it's also a show. So like, what are they doing? Just having like an overarching title for the season? Like, I know that makes sense for the books, but it's like shows usually don't have like a name for the season.
Maybe they're doing series, and it's going to be Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone series, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets series.
What are you, British?
Yes, yes. Harry Potter's British, Tad. I hate to break it to you.
Oh man, but that's what they have as like a series is what they call it for the seasons and stuff.
It could be that. But then for mine, I've played Arc Raiders, 7 Days to Die with my wife again, and then I've been achievement hunting in Batman. I have 2 achievements that I don't have in Arkham Knight on Steam. I've 100%ed Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, but I haven't 100%ed Arkham Knight, which is a shame because it's like one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah,
I did just get one of the achievements last night.
Yeah.
So 1 to go.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Yeah, mine's been pretty slow. We did watch at least one episode of Next Generation. It's getting close to the end for me. I'm midway through I'm sorry. I'm a little early into the final season, but there's a lot of shitty episodes in the final season. And this rewatch, I'm not doing like full on. So like my general rule of thumb is if the IMDb is not at least 7.0, I'm just skipping the episode. So like, there's going to be a lot of skipping in the final season, which I never would have thought that was a thing, but apparently it is. So,
there's a reason it got canceled, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about canceled. They went on to do like 5 more movies or whatever after the show, but
I mean, but the show was canceled. So.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it canceled or if they just wanted to if they were kind of done. So I don't know.
It's interesting when shows get that long-winded. It's like, okay, which one was it?
Because at the same time, by the time the final season was there, I want to say that I know Deep Space Nine existed because there was like a crossover episode or whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to say Voyager may have started by that point. So at that point, you would have had 3 Star Trek shows on TV. So
should I see?
Yeah, when did Voyager
keep going with
premiere? And then of course Daredevil Born Again, like you said. I actually forgot to put Better Call Saul on mine, but of course Better Call Saul season 2.
What's the last season of Star Trek Next Generation?
94. Star Trek Next
I can look it up.
Generation final season. I think 94 is probably kind of what I got in my head. 93.
So Voyager
concluded in May 23rd, 1994.
Voyager started in 95.
Okay, so they were in development certainly of Voyager by the time that we were
first episode air date January 16th, 1995.
And then Daredevil Born Again, like I said, I of course watched that. And then my one watch last week for my one movie, I'm still got my streak going. I mean, honestly, at this point, I should. I feel like I'm doing good, but certainly not hitting like multiple per week. But I watched the movie Nuremberg.
Ooh, the new one
with Rami Malek and
how was it? It just dropped on the Netflix, right?
Yeah, I think so.
How was it?
I enjoyed it. It's definitely cool. Like I don't know if I've ever I know the vagaries of Nuremberg, but not like
I've never looked into Nuremberg either. Like I know that a bunch of them were executed, some of them weren't.
Yeah,
I've never like looked into it or even watched a documentary on it. So
yeah, but you've got Rami Malek, you've got Russell Crowe, and then you got my boy Michael Shannon is there as well. So he's playing the Supreme Court justice that was the prosecutor for the Nuremberg trials. So and so for me, I was just like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, it's a great one when it comes to acting. It's got some drama and stuff in it, and yeah, it's definitely kind of an interesting view on the whole thing. So it's a good movie. I'd recommend it. I'm not reading anything currently. That's where I was like kind of mentioning about like the Harry Potter stuff before we started recording. Is like, when do we want to plug that in? Because like I'm kind of
I think we're little tease here. We might be having Tad start reading the books now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a full episode where we just talk about all 7 books together, because we've already gone over the plot. Like, we have the basic plot and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it'll be like nuances, different things that were left out, things that were changed,
Yeah.
characters that were completely removed and stuff like that, plot lines that were completely removed.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to pencil that in right now, tentatively. This subject to change. November.
As all of our stuff is.
Yeah, November,
so.
because then in December we have the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone coming out.
So the trailer looked interesting to me for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, definitely. I would say the kids look, I'd almost say too young, but I'm like, maybe it's because I've been watching the later movies now, and I'm like, whatever. But I'm like, were they that young?
11.
But I mean, the original actors though, because these kids look like they're like 8 or 10. Like
No,
they
were a little bit. I think they were actually the right age when they started filming, but quickly, obviously.
Yeah. But also, kids are, generally look so much younger now than they did. Like, I feel like kids just keep looking younger and younger. Like, I remember that with that last Turtles animated one where they're like, oh my God, they got like 10-year-olds voicing them. It's like, no, those are like actually like 14, 15-year-olds. Like, but
they don't sound like it.
They sound like 10-year-olds for what we would have seen as, or like when we were kids and stuff. So,
yeah.
And then playing just MLB The Show and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, just a smidge, but I've hardly played anything, honestly, with either of them. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's jump on over to the main topic then.
This is a meaty one.
Yeah, this is.
I will say I have at least 7 or 8 notes per episode.
Yeah,
this one.
no, I basically just I've got some notes, but I also just have an overall kind of like bullet points of like the plot points and stuff of each episode and stuff. So, let's start overall first. So thoughts for the season, because like ultimately, if you thought this right, you may have petered out in this season when you watch it the first time.
Very first note. I remember him getting locked out with the trash, so I watched at least the first episode.
First 10 minutes of the first episode.
No, I watched an episode, and when it was going to the next episode, I went, I don't feel like watching another episode, and that's where I stopped.
Okay, so it was potentially season or episode 1. So now that you've watched it, like what's your overall? Again, we'll dive in deep, of course, but it is.
I'm thoroughly enjoying the show. I really am. I just wasn't in the right headspace, which has happened to both of us.
Yeah,
where it's just not for me at that moment. I mean, you did not like Stephen King's well, that was a read, but the Long Walk.
The Long Walk, yeah. No, sometimes sometimes you're just not in the mood for something like So no, I totally get that. So on the other side of the season now, let's kind of just go through when it comes to the characters. Again, we'll go in depth with each episode and the plots and everything. But just as an overview, Jimmy, as we've gone through season 2 now, what are your thoughts on Jimmy? Like, honestly, how are you feeling about him? Like,
the more and more like the past that we've got from him and everything like that, I feel like he's one of those people that, and I'll say character, but really we know people like this too, that yes, they've made mistakes, but when you have someone who doesn't let you move past those mistakes, how can you ever become a better person?
Yeah.
And I think that's what Jimmy is. So it's hard to root against him because the odds are stacked against him.
Yeah.
He's definitely an underdog, and you want to root for an underdog. So.
Yeah. And for you that didn't really like Saul, I'm assuming that that's not really a concern now, because like Jimmy's such a different character that like
I don't remember a lot of Breaking Bad.
But I know you didn't like him.
I don't even remember that. Like, I don't remember not liking Saul that much and stuff like that. So it's like,
because I remember us discussing that when the show was announced and stuff. We were just like, I didn't like Saul. Why the fuck did I watch this show?
And maybe that's why I didn't watch it when it first came out, and why I struggled with it is because I still had that fresh in my mind. But here we are, 5 years removed from it finishing, and I'm just like, I don't remember it. So
yeah. Also, I don't remember if I took note of this, but the one thing that's interesting too is I think we're on the 10-year anniversary of this season. I want to say this came out.
Is it?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. No, actually, I know it was, because the finale of season 3 is the one that I was going to Mexico for the first time ever for my cousin's wedding, and so that would have been 2017. And I remember waking up an hour earlier than I needed to for a fucking butt crack of dawn flight to watch the episode, because I had to watch the finale. I'm like, I'm not going to Mexico for a week not watching this fucking finale. And that was season 3. So yeah, this would have been
season 2, February 15th, 2016.
Or 2016. So yeah. What about Mike?
I mean, I love Mike. Yeah, what's not to like? The guy's doing everything he can to help his daughter-in-law and his granddaughter and everything.
Yeah. And for the
character, still loving him.
For the character we had in Breaking Bad, it's very interesting to see like kind of him like not want to pull the trigger and stuff, like, and he's like avoiding like the dirtier jobs like from the vet and stuff, right? So it's kind of an interesting juxtaposition from like the guy that we had in Breaking Bad that was like,
I mean, it's the same thing with Saul. You're kind of getting a parallel with the two of them because like Jimmy does not want to go like full board into like stuff.
Yeah.
But as Saul, 100% he always does.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What about Kim? New character, of course, but like probably the biggest new character in the sense of like, she's almost like a co-lead in a lot of ways. Like,
we'll come back to Kim.
Okay.
It's in a specific episode, so I don't want to say something now and taint my episodes before that.
Okay.
So,
what about Nacho?
Nacho? I'm kind of indifferent to him. He's just a cartel guy and everything like that.
Yeah.
He's still an idiot doing things on the side when Tuco's your boss. That's the stupidest fucking move I've ever seen. Like, the one thing that could get you instantly fucking killed is doing something on the side without Tuco knowing about it.
Yeah.
And so you do that. Like, Nacho has to be the stupidest character in the entire series. Like, you have to be dumb.
Yeah, I mean,
argue the sanity behind it. Oh, I made extra money. Great. Is it worth your life? Because I'm telling you right now, every time you went to meet for one of those, you're taking your life in your hands.
Yeah.
Because you took people with you, too. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, which is mutually assured destruction, though, right?
Right?
So you just get those guys in on it. So it's just like, well, none of us are going to say anything, obviously, because we'll all be dead. So, and then Chuck.
Fuck Chuck.
Peter's going to go on the subreddit and go find the Fuck Chuck subreddit. You shouldn't, but that was like a legit full-on subreddit.
I hate him with the fire of 1,000 suns. I hate him so much.
I figured as I was watching this, I'm like, you're in the back of my mind as I'm watching. So it's like, I'm like watching it almost through your eyes in a sense.
Yeah.
And there's just certain times where I'm just like, oh my God, Peter is going to be fucking.
There's still an episode that I have to record myself watching, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, there's a few. And in fact, yeah, that's, that, let me come back to that in just a second. Cause then the last one I wanted to mention Howard. Cause Howard, I mean, definitely a much different character than what you were seeing in season one, right?
There was definitely some progression, but
he's still not. He didn't like flip immediately to being like this, like whatever.
He did for me when I found out the truth that it was Chuck, not Howard.
But in this season, there's some things that
it
was him, not Chuck.
He started slipping a little bit, I will say.
Yeah,
and I got notes about that too. I'm not worried about that because he started to slip down my. I love them. I like them. I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. All the way down about 1,000 feet down, there's Chuck.
Yeah.
Fuck Chuck.
There's a flabby piece of whale shit, and underneath there, oh, hey, Chuck, what are you doing under there?
Chuck's a mile below that.
So that's just kind of like what I want to do.
Down there with like Miss Carmody.
Ooh, that's a heavyweight there then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with this, I will want to do this at the beginning of every episode. It's just kind of like a taking the temperature.
Sure.
With like, and I feel like those are kind of the major players of this show, for the most part. Like,
for where we're at. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in general, like there's like, Jimmy, Mike, and Kim are probably like the three leads, what most people would consider the leads of the show.
Yeah.
Like there's other characters those are like the heavy supporting characters.
I think it's Jimmy. I think it's Jimmy and Mike, and then Kim's like your number one supporting. Is what I would say. And then everyone else is supporting below that. Yeah.
But then my next note, and kind of goes to what you're saying, is like, I envy you because my, I don't know if my Instagram knows I'm watching this or something, but I've been getting reels, and I also watch YouTube shorts on occasion, and I just keep getting scenes, or they're just like, there is some fucking absolute next level fucking scenes, man, and you're going to get to see them for the first time. So it's just like, and like, there's even some in this season, not necessarily like where I wanted you to record, but there's a few seasons like when I overall think of like Better Call Saul,
sure,
there's like things that come to mind, and there's a few in this season where it's just like, and we'll get to them as we go here. So.
I will say that just being perfectly transparent, Oklahoma, as Ted Lasso and Rebecca have, being completely honest, season 1 felt more like a chore. Season 2, it was like, ooh, I gotta watch Better Call Saul. And so it was like, ooh, like I got kind of excited every time I was like, because what I'm doing, just to give you a peek behind the curtain, everyone, and I don't think I've told Tad this either, but what I'm doing is like, I'm purposely waiting until it's the next episode. So when Better Call Saul season 3 comes up and it's like we finish recording, I look at the calendar, okay, the next episode is Better Call Saul, I will go through and I will plan. Episode 1 is on this day, episode 2 is on this day, episode 3 is on this day, and I make sure that I'm available because, like, I have things that I watch with my wife. I mentioned that. I watch professional wrestling. I watch WWE. So Monday night, Friday nights, sometimes Saturday, Sundays with pay-per-views are busy. I purposely schedule it out to where I'm like, Sunday's my day off, my wife's working, I'm going to watch 3 episodes. And that's what I did, is I watched 3 episodes last Sunday.
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah, I think I watched all
4,
of it.
5, and 6 together.
I think I watched pretty much all of it since our last episode. Like,
Yeah.
Because, like, I want to make sure it's fresh because, like, of course, I'm, like, chomping at the bit. And honestly, I could probably just, like, watch the whole season
Sure.
and then just, like, replay it before every episode. But, like,
Yeah.
no, I'm trying to make sure that it's as fresh as possible. I'm also, like,
Right.
taking notes and stuff. So,
And that's one of the things that I do is I play video games while I'm watching something, especially something I've seen before. Like I was playing I was watching the Batman, and I was playing college football, kind of
Yeah.
thing a few weeks ago when I watched that. When it's Better Call Saul, I have it up on my TV. I have my computer up taking notes. I'm not doing anything else.
yeah. And
So-
so you didn't throw the Batman on your watching, though? If you
No,
said-
that was a couple weeks ago.
okay.
That was last episode when I watched
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was playing football while I was watching it. So it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I've seen it 7 times. So, it's not like I'm missing that
Just
much,
7? Gotta up those numbers. Those
Rookie
are
numbers.
rookie
I mean, it's
numbers.
only been out for 4 years. 4 years this fall it's been out.
4 years, and it's a Batman movie
still-
that you adore, and you've only watched it 7 times? That's wild to me.
I mean,
I would expect to be double that, to be honest, just because.
I don't watch a ton of movies. I find that I mean, look at my reading, watching, playing this week.
Yeah,
I don't have any movies.
yeah. No,
So,
that,
you
no,
know.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not you, Ted.
All right, so diving in, episode 1 titled "Switch."
Yep.
So
First note, I remember the opening scene when he gets locked in the garbage room. So I watched at least the episode 1. I remember that. I think I even brought it up last episode that I was expecting it in season 1.
oh yeah,
and it
yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and yeah, the Gene is his like fake name when he's in hiding and stuff. So the Gene stuff is very slow rolling for a while,
Yeah.
and then it gets heavier as we get later into the show and stuff. So, yeah, in terms of like him getting locked out and stuff, like it definitely kind of an interesting thing, and it kind of shows you his mind space where he's like very paranoid about. We saw the guy staring at him last season,
Yep.
and this season it's like the it will notify the police, which is like I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen that be a real thing though. Like
I've always
where
seen it-
a door alarm would actually like
I've seen it where it says alarm will sound, but I've never
Yeah.
seen it that it'll notify police.
yeah exactly. So
I know that exists though. Like there's alarms that directly tie a store to an alarm at the police station,
yeah, I think it's way more common with fire departments
and like banks
than anything else when it comes
Banks
to
are
like
ones, yeah.
like a fire alarm will call the police department and
We'll
stuff.
call the
like-
fire department,
or fire
yeah.
department where
Yeah.
they'll like show up and stuff.
Well, that
so-
happened at our work a couple years ago, right? Like
Yeah.
the fire alarm accidentally got set off. It wasn't a test.
no,
they were-
there was one that was a real fire.
No, no. There was one a few years back where it went and the firefighter showed up and there wasn't a fire. And then it was like a week later, the real fire happened. And so they were like, I think the firefighters either called or were suspicious, like, is this a real fire? And then they showed up and they're like, oh shit, it's a real fire.
Something about wolves or something,
Yeah.
right? So, so then Saul Goodman was here though, so I think that's kind of the thing that we're
SG,
seeing, right?
SG,
Or
though.
SG, yeah.
I thought it was kind of interesting that he put SG instead of JM. Jimmy McGill.
Yeah, but
He chose Saul Goodman to put on the
yeah,
there.
and I think that's what
Yeah.
what so far of the 2 scenes we've seen, that's what's kind of peeking through. Because what does he do at the end of the first
He
season?
watches
Goes
the-
home and turns the commercials on.
Watches
and
the
stuff.
Saul Goodman
So,
commercials, not the Jimmy commercials.
Yeah.
but the Saul commercials.
Yeah, 100%. So, definitely kind of interesting. And yeah, now we're starting to kind of see the pattern that like largely we're going to start the season with a Gene,
yeah.
kind of kick off and stuff. So, so then we go and we jump in and we got Jimmy and Kim talking about Davis and Maine. The job offer. We're kind of replaying a little bit of what we've seen already.
Yep.
And then he's like, and so I guess what was your view on Jimmy and Kim previous to this conversation in terms of like us? Like he kind of talks about us and like whatever,
Yeah.
like because there was like it wasn't nearly as bad as like Hera and Kanan and Rebels, where it was like are they or aren't they? Like,
That's how I felt in season 1. Is it's like, are they actually a couple? Are they an item? Are they just flirting?
Yeah.
Have they maybe had like a one night and they're kind of like trying to see where it goes from here? Kind of thing. You got nothing in season 1, basically.
Yeah.
So they hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
But every time she's hanging out with him, it's like, shh.
Yeah, it's very hush hush. But then you have this conversation where it's just like, he's basically asking like, is this going to happen? And they're like, is it kind of dependent on the job? And she's like, no, it doesn't. It has no these two things aren't connected at all.
Yeah, and then he turns down the job.
He turns it down. And then that's where the thing I always forget that this replays until it's the mic conversation. Because I do remember watching. I it's not clear if they actually just refilm that or if they literally just replay.
The scene with Mike was at the end of the season 1, but I don't remember the stuff with him turning down the job. So that's my note here.
Yeah.
Did we really have like $1 million, $600,000 sitting on the desk?
Yeah, it's like
no one knew we had it, and we
yeah.
could have split that 50-50. Why didn't
tax free?
That I remember from season 1, but I don't remember him saying like, "Yeah, I turned down the job." I don't remember like him going to Davis and Maine. So they shot that.
Yeah,
but then they added the Mike stuff, so it really threw me off because the next scene with Mike, he's in the parking garage, and I'm like, wait. I am on the right episode, like in the right season, aren't I? Isn't this the season, like where he's waiting for the guy and then the two other guys walk up? And am I in the right episode?
Well, that was season 1, right?
Yeah.
So
I was like,
oh, you were confused.
I was like, because Mike's standing in the garage again.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like in the exact same spot, has the lunch bag down by his foot.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that dusty ass veteran, the one that had all the guns. That's
from Trevor from
GTA
5,
and then the Sasquatch guy.
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to walk up, and then the Hummer rolled up, and I'm like, okay, it's the same spot but a different mission, kind of thing.
But before we got there, though, we did see Jimmy go back to the nail salon, kind of fuck use them by drinking the water right out of the spigot,
not even using a cup,
and then pulls the sign off his door because that's probably the big thing there is pulling the Jimmy McGill Esquire whatever off the door. So that's definitely kind of your okay, wait, what's going on now?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. So and then we get to Mike rejecting Price because now he's driving
that's his name, Price. I just have the guy in the Hummer as an idiot.
Yeah, and Price is his code name. Like we end up in this season later, we're gonna find his real name with the cops and stuff. But Price is the name that he gives. So like largely in the fandom, I've never gotten past calling him Price, but he does have a real name
he's such an idiot. My God, he's such an idiot.
This scene with the H2 is one of my favorite scenes with Mike's
just like, nope.
I'm not going in that thing. He's like, and this business is all about restraint, and that is not restraint. Like, it's one of my, this is one of those like smaller scenes. Not that I wanted to record it, but these are one of those scenes like I think of the Price stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to like thinking about Better Call Saul as a whole, because it's just like, he is just such a funny and classic character. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know if it's the Price actor, but there's an actor in this show, and he ended up getting the role because he was like a comedian, and his shtick was he would sell himself to like news, like local news, that he was like this yo-yo expert. And they'd bring him on for like the morning news, like
and he
things.
Was terrible.
He knew nothing. He could barely like get a yo-yo to work, and he would just go as long as they would let him until they finally pulled the plug where they're just like, "This is dude, funny as shit." And
I can't watch this. I can't do it. I can't watch that shit. Not a chance.
And it may have been the Price actor, but And what you're obviously saying he's an idiot and stuff,
he's
but like
such an idiot.
But like the him firing Mike and stuff, just kind of like
Mike walks away and he's like, "Okay, you're fired."
And
like,
gravy train's leaving and
shit.
What's your thought process there though? Now that he's basically going to go in it alone, because like, well, you don't really do anything, you just stand there and stuff. So like,
you're done. I knew something bad was going to happen, like instantly knew. And then he's like, "Yeah, go ahead, climb in." I'm like, "You fucking moron." The whole point of doing this is anonymity.
Yeah.
Not knowing he doesn't know you, you don't know him, you come together, you exchange, you leave. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't follow him home, he doesn't follow you home. You don't know his address, he doesn't know your address. Oh, wait, now he knows your address.
Yeah. And, of course, Nacho checking his registration. at the
Brilliant
meat
move.
there. So yeah,
Brilliant move.
yeah, and
And then Nacho said it in season 1. He likes to rip off bad guys because they're not going to go to the cops.
they have no recourse.
And what's the first thing that Price does?
he goes to the cops.
What are you, stupid?
Oh man. So yeah, Nacho.
Oh my God, he's so dumb.
He cracks me up, man. He cracks me up. He's just the funniest. Like, yeah.
Pam, that's just stupid.
So now
God.
now we find Jimmy at the hotel in the
Yep.
pool.
Having a good time.
Yeah, as let's say the phone in the bag and everything. Like,
Oh,
I just love everything about it. I'm just like, I want that. That's a life I want there. Just floating in a pool, phone in a baggie, having a chip and dip thing just floating
Dude,
next
he
to
had
you.
like fucking crab.
Yeah, just good stuff. It says he's not practicing law anymore. Answers the phone a couple times, so that's
Mhm.
if the sign ripping down was not a complete
Nope.
giveaway. And then he talks to Kim. She obviously isn't gonna get in the pool and shit. Goes into the bar and stuff, and then they he tries to talk her into ordering the Zafiro Año.
The tequila, right?
Yeah, high end tequila. So
$50 a shot.
a shot. Yeah. So God, let's see. I think that would be the most expensive shot I've ever had. I think I've spent 40 something bucks on a shot before.
That's way too
So-
much money, Ted.
But it's like I think I got like a Johnny Walker Blue, which I actually have up on my shelf now. But at the time I didn't. Yeah. So
Right there.
it's an expensive bottle, and I think I think the most expensive one I've thought about was like a high end whiskey, like it's called Pappy Pappy Van Winkle, something like that. And it's basically it's like a really like crazy high end one. And I think I was debating that one, but it was like $75 a shot. But it's like, hey, $75 a shot, or like a couple $1,000 bottle. It's like, well, I'm never gonna buy a couple $1,000 bottles. So
Old Rip Van Winkle Family Reserve 23-year-old bourbon whiskey, $3,527.99 on casket and mortar.
yeah, so
Jesus
exactly.
Christ, that one's $60,000.
Yeah, and the thing is with them is like it's literally not that it's like, I mean, it's good, it's supposed to be good, but the whole thing is it's literally like a family run thing, and they're basically just like, you know what, we're never interested in actually scaling our business, so they're just like
It's just
super limited.
It's just limited because they're so little.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Zafiro Año, this isn't a real tequila, but it's the same one that Gus used to kill the cartel in season 4 of Breaking Bad. He ends up bringing like a crazy bottle to
Okay.
like to the guy, and like he drinks it himself, and then he goes and makes himself throw up, and then they all end up dying. Like so it's the exact same. So this is a cool throwback to Breaking Bad in that sense.
Oh, okay.
They actually thought about using a real tequila, but that was the first scene was Breaking Bad, and there was no high-end tequila that was willing to give them the okay to poison 30
Yeah.
people with
Don't
their
want their name associated with that.
their
Yeah.
brand. So Zafiro Año is a fake thing
Little,
with the
little nod to Breaking Bad there.
but it is cool kind of world building of building that out there. And then we got the wealth manager. So, also another throwback because that wealth manager's in Breaking Bad.
oh, is he?
He pisses Walt off, steals his parking spot when he's waiting to turn in the ultimate fuck you thing.
Uh-huh.
When you're like sitting there waiting for someone to pull out, and then another guy snakes in the spot, driving a little convertible. Then he goes in the bank, and Walt's like glaring at him, and he's like talking on the phone, and he's just like the most loud and abrasive, just everything.
Like he is in this scene.
Like he is here, and more so even. And then he goes, Walt sees him again at like a gas station. Something else pisses him off about him. So he goes in the gas station. He ends up like setting the guy's car on fire. He does some like chemistry shit up with his battery.
Yeah.
And it sets his car on fire. It's early in season 1, I think. So, season 1 or season 2. So this is a repeat character. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, okay. Couple nods there.
Yeah, some nods. And then how about Kim actually going along with the con here?
I was
'Cause
I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Kim's very straight laced.
Yep.
You know, she's obviously been very she's kind of the straight man to Jimmy in a lot of ways, where she's like, you got to do this right, man. You
Yeah,
got
she's like the Jiminy Cricket on his shoulder, like his conscience kind of thing.
yeah. But yeah, and then she's actually the one that ends up ordering the Zafiro Año. Mentions it for him and stuff. So kind of interesting. And I will say, so again, I know you said you had some thoughts about Kim, but it's probably coming later. The one thing that, and I don't remember when it started, but I do remember that like the large perspective of people as this show was airing was like, Kim doesn't exist in Breaking Bad. So what happened? And
where does it cause her to go?
And basically the whole thought was like, my God, does Jimmy fucking ruin her? And it's like, you better not, man. Because there's just, everyone loves her. I mean, she's just, I mean, Ray Seahorn is such a great actor. And like, think she just brings like a lot.
She's also sassy.
And yeah, there's nothing not to like about her for the most part. And so like, yeah, that was kind of one of those where you're just like kind of wringing your hands about like throughout the whole run of the show, where it's just like, oh my God, are you going to fucking ruin her? Are you going to corrupt her? Are you going to like help, like, are you going to be the cause of her torpedoing her fucking career or even dying?
Do you get her killed?
Yeah, getting her killed. Like, there's any number of things you're worried about for sure. So, again, I'm not sure where you're feeling on her, but this is kind of where people started to get a little bit worried. It's like, oh my God, like, you're fucking corrupting this girl, man. Like, are you going to ruin this promising career? But she kind of goes with it there. And then we get the kiss after the con. So that kind of dispels any, I mean, he did ask about, is this going to happen? And,
but here's actually like, okay, it's happening.
Yeah, 100%. And then, of course, next thing we get is morning after. So, not just a kiss.
Nope. I love that Jimmy always looks at the ring every time he's about to do something slick Jimmy-ish.
Yeah.
He always looks down at his ring and plays with it.
Yeah, and that kind of throws back to Marco now that you actually have the context of that. So it's like that is kind of like it's almost like Jimmy looking back at his roots, right? Yeah. Remembering Marco, it's like memory of him type thing. So it's kind of a cool thing because I mean the pinky ring's like huge with Saul throughout Breaking Bad. He had it and stuff as well. So I don't remember he ever was full on fidgeting with it the same way he does in this show or not. That'll be something to watch next time I do a rewatch of Breaking Bad. But Yeah. Any thoughts? I'm just kind of hitting through the plot points. And
that's all I had for episode 1 right there.
Okay. But then the cops...
I'm just kind of throwing them out as we go.
Yeah. So
keep going.
The cops at Price's house because of the fucking baseball cards. Oh my God, man. Like, again, you mentioned it. It's a perfect thing to notice. Like, what Nacho said. I like ripping off criminals because they have no recourse.
Yeah.
And then here's Price.
He calls the cops anyways.
Oh, and so another throwback. One of the two cops here is the cop from Breaking Bad when Walt decides to move back into the house after Skyler finds out about everything, and he ends up moving out to the apartment, and then he finally just one day decides, fuck it, I'm moving back in, like, it's my house. And then she ends up calling the cops, and it turns into a whole thing. There's like the cop that's like got her face to face where he's just like, is there any reason that he's a danger to you or the kids? Is he breaking the law? Just give me something that will help me get him out of the house. That is one of these two cops here.
Wow.
So kind of, just beat cop, right? That
it would still be there, a few years later.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So that's kind of a cool little throwback. And then fishing to find he was fishing to find a reason there. But then here they're obviously doing they're like for some uniform guys, they're playing some detective here as they're,
I mean, they notice something that's pretty obvious to take away is like, okay, something was moved here.
Yeah. Yeah, all the shit's been swept from the couch being moved. So
yeah. There wasn't anything there because the couch pushed it out when Nacho pulled it out from the wall.
Yeah.
But Price moved it back, so leaving a clear patch on the carpet.
Yeah.
Alerts the cops. Very observant of them.
Yeah.
Are these the same two cops that showed up to Chuck's house and thought that he was making drugs?
I don't think so. I don't remember if those two had any connections to anything, but I do know that because I
thought one of them did. That's why I was wondering.
Maybe it's the other one that wasn't from Breaking Bad. Maybe they daisy chained it that way. I'm not entirely sure on that. But yeah, obviously they're putting some stuff together like, oh, that's a nice vehicle and stuff. And like, of course, Price is too fucking stupid to like realize like, what is that saying about you? Right. Like I mean, he's like an IT guy or whatever, but it's like still like, that's kind of a weird fucking car to have. And it's like a $60,000 vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a cheap car. So, and then Jimmy in the pool again. But this time Kim won't answer. And then Davis and Maine he finally decides to go take the job, gets into the office. He asks about the Coco Bolo desk. So is
that a thing?
That's a real brand for sure. Yeah. But they talked about it in season 1. He talked about it with Kim about when they were projecting like success in the future and like it's like, I'm gonna have a Coco Bolo desk. It's like
I figured that when it came up later that she's like, oh, you kept the Coco Bolo lemon desk.
Yeah, and he basically said like, I don't really even care that much about it, but saying Coco Bolo is really fun. So
Coco Bolo,
so that's kind of the callback where he finally asked them on it. So in a lot of ways, I think this is kind of interesting because it's like you're kind of seeing almost like from like the struggle we saw from Jimmy in season 1 where he's like, like he's just trying for anything. Like he just needs something. And now suddenly
which is why he really wanted that treasurer job.
Yeah.
Is to defend him.
Yeah, exactly. The Kettlemans.
Which is interesting because he's kind of going from like defensive work to more like the elderly law and stuff like that. So
yeah, and yeah, the law is kind of interesting where it's like doctors where they will specialize. Like you will have like
banking
wills,
law,
elderly
property
stuff.
law,
all that kind of stuff. So
we find out later in the season that Chuck is banking law specialist.
yeah, it's one of his specialties for sure. And then the one thing with the Davis and Maine stuff though, he gets his office, it's all swanky and shit. There's art on the wall, like it's a super high end compared to the fucking nail salon.
Yeah.
But then I think it's just like the most genius thing with that light switch. Like don't fuck with it. Like don't flip this. And what does Jimmy do, right? It's just like because he's just not going to work with those kind of like restrictions of like whatever. So I feel like that's just like the perfect like portents for like this is probably not going to work well because it's like, places like that are going to have rigid rules and that kind of stuff. And it's like, they have a rule there. Don't turn it off. You don't know what the fuck it is, but he can't help himself. He's got to flip it. I'm not going to say I would absolutely do it, but I might do it.
See, I'm not the person who would flip it instantly, like reading the sign. I'd be the person who's like catches someone walking past. Hey, why can't I flip this? That's the thing that's always been my brain is like, give me the reason why I can't do it.
Yeah.
And then I won't.
Yeah.
But if you don't tell me why, if someone just says, well, don't do it, just don't. Well, now I'm going to, you motherfucker. Fuck you and your Switch.
Just out of spite.
Yeah. But if you tell me, no, don't flip that. If you flip that, all the computers turn off. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Or it shuts off our surveillance camera. It's just some crazy thing, right? So
exactly.
Yeah. No, it's definitely interesting, but it's just a fun little like sign that like.
Yeah.
But again, you kind of know, right? Because it's like you kind of know who Jimmy is enough now, and you know who Saul was. So it's just like you kind of understand this character to an extent. So it's just like this is a square peg, like this
in a round hole.
Yeah, this isn't a great thing here, man. I
don't know where we're at in the episode. I don't remember this one like 100%, but I do remember one of my first note here is Chuck asking what Jimmy is doing at Davis and Maine when he finds out that he's working there.
Yeah, so that's next episode because we actually have no Chuck in episode 1.
Oh, are we still in episode 1? I thought
that was the tail. That was the last bit.
Oh,
of
I thought
1.
we jumped to episode 2. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That was the
I
last.
was like, man, I don't remember any of this in episode 2. That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because as we jumped to episode 2 now, which is called Cobbler.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Cobbler, which is it's a fun title.
I love Cobbler. It's one of my favorite desserts.
It is good. It is a good dessert. But yeah, then teaser. We start with Chuck playing the piano. Howard delivers, telling him about the Jimmy and the Davis and Maine job. This is the first appearance of Chuck this season. And
I knew I loved episode 1 for a reason.
And I think that it's genius acting from Michael McKean when like he hears the like the way he responds to like Jimmy getting that job is just like he hides it, but he allows it to slip. The actor allows it to slip just long enough for us to like as an audience to just see like, and
what
even
a piece
like
of shit he is.
and even like they hired him for what? And he's just like as a lawyer, like it's just
What a piece of shit. What else would they hire him for? The mail? Fuck you, Chuck.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing that we don't have Chuck in the first episode. That's kind of a strange thing. So
I was hoping that we wouldn't have him ever again.
Oh man. So Kim rearranges the seats at the conference room in the next scene to put her and Jimmy together.
Yep.
That weirded me out a little bit because like wouldn't it be like the visiting people on the one side and like the HHM people on the other, and like suddenly now you're gonna flip one of like I was like, Kim, that's kind of weird to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like that would be noticed. It would be my thought process.
I mean, at the end of the day, if anyone's going to notice, it's going to be Howard because he knows Jimmy and Kim. But he knows that they're friends, and that's all he's going to think is that. So
no, 100%. It's just weird to me because I'm thinking like from almost the level of like decorum more than anything. Where it's just like you will have had like the opposing counsel or the other law firm, which is the other law firm, not the opposing counsel.
Not the opposing.
No,
it's
but
your
either
ally,
either way, if you had the opposing counsel or you have like your co-counsel, if either way, you're going to put like one company on one side, one company. So it's just, I remember even the first time watching her, I'm like, that's gonna be noticed. Like whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's gonna get noticed. I don't know because he's not part of HHM, so he's on the wrong side of the table. And then footsies under the table.
He's so cute.
Yeah, they're and I will say, and you've seen the whole season now, so you know that like there's some setup being played here.
Yep.
So we get the idea here of the footsie, and then the smoking afterwards, and they start talking about dreams and aspirations of the house between because that's the other part of it too. Is I'm sorry, Santa Fe is where Davis and Maine is at. So he's now out of Albuquerque, and it's a significant drive to get. It's like an hour or more and stuff. So and then another iconic thing gets added here is the world's second best attorney or second best lawyer. Cup. It's pretty
mug, yeah.
It's pretty iconic. I believe they actually sold those as like a merchandise and stuff.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, and
so she didn't write on it. It came that way.
I think,
it was,
or she had it made. I mean,
yeah.
Could have. She does make money. So
I did have a note here from Chuck's scene that I want to cover.
Going back to the first scene.
Yeah, I had a guess. Chuck is going to sabotage Jimmy. I just know it. Just that little fucking weasel.
I knew you wouldn't like Chuck, but I wasn't sure what level. And like I said, you just mentioned him in the Mrs. Carmody level, which is
dude. He is a vile piece of shit, and I'm going to talk about him later in this season. I actually have a story about him with something. So
okay.
My other note here is I have no memory of any of this episode, so I definitely watched episode one and then tapered off.
Okay. Then we jump to the nail salon where we see the Esteem getting towed away.
Yep.
As Jimmy has his Mercedes Benz being dropped off.
Yeah.
So again,
all the ladies are happy out there being like, "Ooh la la."
Yeah, exactly. So again, when we think about what we saw of Jimmy in season 1 with like that tiny office, he's sleeping in there. And now he's got this giant office at Davis and Maine. They've already kind of alluded to the fact that he's probably going to get corporate housing. So he's going to have a nice, like, whatever.
Yep.
What would you call it? Like a condo or something, probably.
Townhouse,
something, right? Yeah.
I think that's actually what he ends up in is the townhouse.
Yeah, we see it later for sure. But the illusion's given early on that he's going to get, like, housing. He's going to get a nice car.
He gets a fat bonus, too.
Yeah, bonuses and stuff. But again, the signs and portenses, the mug that Kim gave him wouldn't fit. I love his line, must be metric. Oh man. But I will say I have to like expert out a little bit here, which it's fine. It's for the show and it's for the story. But I'm like, is there anything like, and that's like such a basic thing too. It's not like it's a big mug. Like it's like a normal tumbler that you would see. So it's
my coffee mug that I used to bring to work does not fit in any cup holder that I have either one of my cars.
Really?
Does not. It is too fat at the bottom, exactly like Jimmy's. So you say that doesn't exist, but Exhibit A, Your Honor, the defense rests.
And B.
Yeah.
You said both vehicles.
2 cars. I tried it in both. It doesn't fit in either one because I thought I was crazy, but no, it doesn't. And then like water bottles, they started making water bottles like this. This is my water bottle. My wife has one. My daughter has one. That doesn't fit in a cup holder. They now make one where it
like the adapter thing,
where it's like a Stanley.
Oh,
where it comes down and it's narrow at the
like
bottom,
mine.
Like yours. Yeah, exactly like that. Like the Yeti one that you got. That I bought one for my daughter so she could put it in the cup holder while she's in the car. When I drive home from your house with this, I have to throw it on the front seat or the back seat. I can't put it in the cup holder. So
interesting.
It exists in the world, Ted. It's a real thing.
I'm just saying his looks very standard. That looks like a standard tumbler that you'd buy somewhere. So
yeah, it does. I wonder if the cup holder is metric.
But then again, I will say though, it's a European car. We do know that
I've never driven anything but American. I've always driven.
But I'm saying
Chevy,
Mercedes is a
no.
German.
That's what I'm saying. I've never driven one.
So, but I'm just saying from the perspective of like, are they designing their cars for Americans? Because I do know one of the things that people mention when they come to America from like Europe is like the drinks we get are way bigger than what they get in Europe. So it's like maybe they are designed for just very narrow, like tight, like what we would call a small drink or whatever. So, and then next up we got Mike with the H2 again.
Yes.
Rolling up to the police station now, or the courthouse, whatever. So, Price, man. I mean,
what an idiot. Well, they just want to get some more information so they get my cards back. Like, I have never been robbed. I have never had anything really stolen from me. I've never had a car stolen, anything like that. I had a wallet taken from my car once. I left it in there. I left it in plain view. I left my car unlocked. Someone went in, took my wallet. You know what I did? Canceled my credit cards, got a new driver's license, bought a new wallet.
Yeah.
I didn't report it to the police. You know why?
It's
not coming back.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way you can get that.
You did get your car smashed and grabbed in San Francisco.
I did, and I called the police, and you know what they told me? You can file a report if it helps you with insurance, but there is nothing we can do.
Yeah.
I know this. It's just like,
Yeah.
and I understand. His
Yeah.
baseball card collection was actually worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Some of the cards he mentioned, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh.
No, 100%. No, he's.
So I get it. And then when he admits that it's some of them.
Did he have a Sandy Koufax though? That's
No.
I know.
He never went to Needful Things.
I was gonna say I know a place he can go for that.
But then he mentions that some of the cards had sentimental value because they were his dad's, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. Now I get it. You know, like
Yeah.
if something was my dad's,
Yeah.
you know, and it was that important to me, would I try every avenue? Yes, I would.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have fired Mike then.
Exactly. So that's where my note here. Good Lord, Mike is so smart and damn is he cunning, but it sucks that he's getting sucked back into this because of the Hummer driver, because if he gets pinched, does he turn state's evidence to give up Mike and Nacho?
Oh yeah.
Which
certainly.
tell me you don't see that happening
Certainly
with
he would. Yeah. Like he
100%.
Yeah, he'd fold like paper. Like these cops are like they've got a live one here.
Yeah.
So
And they recognize it too. That's why they're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it the way that they're doing it.
yeah, 100%. And so Mike then of course saying I'll get your cards for you and shit. So that's that's the end of the scene there. So and then we get back to Davis and Maine, and we got Cliff Maine with the guitar.
Yep.
You know, kind of saying he's blowing off steam and stuff. And again, just kind of an interesting thing. What's your thoughts on him overall? I mean, I know we're early right now, but
I don't have a problem with him. The way that he was treating Jimmy was better than anyone at fucking HHM ever treated him.
yeah, no, 100%.
So, except for maybe Kim, you know.
yeah,
She
yeah,
gave him some of that sweet love, you know.
yeah.
Non-professionally though.
And my God, she is fucking beautiful.
She is a good-looking woman.
She is something else,
Yeah.
man. And next up, we got Mike finding Nacho's dad's upholstery shop. And then
Dude, that scene was great with the dad trying to
like,
asking his son to
it's a piece of
translate.
shit
And he's
car.
like,
Yeah, it's like why would you put money into this?
Yeah.
Like just buy a
it'd be
new car.
better to buy a new car. Oh, it's got sentimental value, you know. But the way that Nacho's just like,
Yeah. Oh, just big dick move there,
Mhm.
like from Mike. Just and we know Mike from Breaking Bad, even from the sense of like Mike does his fucking research. He is going to know everything, and like
he knew it.
and he knew it.
I knew he knew it with Price in
with
season
Price.
1.
Yeah, he's like, I looked it up. The guy you're dealing with, his name is Ignacio Varga. You know, he works for a cartel connected guy.
Named
like
Tuco.
It's
Yeah.
like he's not going to make waves. Like we don't need guns. Like whatever, because it was after that first
Yeah.
the first whole thing. He's like, well, how'd you know you didn't need a gun? And he's like, because I did my research and I knew who you were going to deal with. I
Yeah.
knew who he's connected to. Like so, we even in this show, if you're a first time, if you only watch this show and you never watch Breaking Bad. You've got the sense already. Mike does his research, even with the 5-0 episode with like the stuff. He figured everything out with his son and shit.
Yeah.
Like he knew everything, right? He knew what bar they were going to be at. He knew who it was.
Well, how easy did he figure out the Kettlemans too?
Oh yeah, yeah. And he's
Like,
like,
he instantly knew. He's like,
it's
maybe
like
it
they
wasn't a
it's
break.
like they probably didn't leave the neighborhood. Yeah, and that too. It probably wasn't a break in. Yeah, and they're people. And he talked about the bookie. He's like, right, the bookie.
Mhm.
He didn't even leave the fucking neighborhood. He was
Yep.
he was just a few houses over. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
wasn't that one for like a year that he was able to hide out there or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. So, and just what a scene, man. I mean, again, and yeah, the way Nacho goes, and then like Nacho playing very like I don't give a fuck no matter what until the final coup de grace where it's like it's a carrot and stick thing. It's like, well, you need a bigger stick. He's like, I have one, Tuco Salamanca. It's like, is that stick big enough for you?
Again, we talked about this when I was talking about Nacho. How dumb are you?
Yeah, like you basically gave a silver platter with the biggest possible stick you could fucking imagine. So
By working for him and doing things behind his back. How dumb are you?
yeah, and later in the series, we're gonna find just how volatile Tuco is, like through Nacho telling us a story.
In the season.
Later in the season, yeah.
Yes, not series. Yeah, in this season we get it.
That's what I meant. The season.
Yeah.
Now I'm turning British, saying series instead of
Got
seasons.
y'all mixed up, Ted. Pretty
I
soon
know.
you're gonna be like Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah,
A
soon.
bottle of water.
Yeah. And I'm gonna start drinking tea instead of coffee.
The second you put beans on toast is when I know that you're a lost cause and I can't get you back.
Oh.
Let's see, how do I fix Ted who's gone British? Do I give him Texas barbecue? Is that what a good old-fashioned American cheeseburger?
Suddenly I start smelling whiskey without an E.
Ooh, that's no bueno.
Oh man, but yeah, that's just a great scene. And again,
Oh, yeah.
I love like Mike being Mike, and Mike just kind of I think that's what, like, in Breaking Bad, even what they always called is Mike being Mike. There's just those times where he is going to fucking handle himself better than anyone else, and he is smarter than everyone else in a lot of senses. Like, yeah, like one of my favorites is like the fact that like when after the whole shit with Saul in Breaking Bad, he's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, he's like, we get allusions to it because like when Saul shows up at Walt's school, he's like, oh my God, you're a chemistry teacher, and he's like, hey, we're gonna need to talk about how easy it is to find you. He's like, my private investigator only charged me for 3 hours. I doubt it took him more than an hour. He's like, so it's really easy to find you type thing. And Mike hadn't been introduced yet, but it's like in retrospect, it was Mike, right? So, yeah, and then next up we go over to Ernie delivers Chuck, who's dressed in his space blanket suit. So yeah, we kind of got and Ernie, kind of new character for the most part, I think. So we get a little bit of him in this season. I like Ernie a lot.
We got introduced to him at the end of season 1.
Okay,
because Jimmy quit taking care of Chuck, and they got Ernie to fill in.
Yeah, or Ernesto, if you want to say it like Chuck.
Fucking little bastard can't even call someone by their real name.
No, it's the proper name.
No. If someone says they go by Pete instead of Peter, you call them that out of respect. To call them their full name when they say they go by something else is disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't call him James instead of Jimmy. Probably brother is the only reason. Like growing up,
probably the only reason.
They probably never called him
Howard
anything.
preferred to go by his middle name.
Yeah.
And he still called him Howard. That's disrespectful to me.
Or if he went by Howie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we got Chuck still using the suit from Jimmy. So like
Jimmy's idea,
kind of getting the exactly, that helped him and stuff.
You don't even deserve that, you piece of shit.
So we got that. That's the setup, and then we jump to Nacho getting the H2, get the whole trade off because he basically sells him on the fact of like give the cards back and you'll end up 40,000 like richer, and he's like, I don't get it. What are you talking about? And now we get the payoff that getting his cards back, but he's getting the Hummer. And dude, Price, you gotta get the premium fuel and like get it washed once a week.
I'll be sure to tell the guys at the chop shop.
Huh? Why?
The look of horror.
Yeah, why? It's like, this looks like something a 6th grade pimp would drive.
Yep.
You think I'm gonna get caught dead driving something like this?
And then he doesn't even drive it away. He gives the keys to the other guy.
He makes one of the henchmen drive it. So like,
and the guy peels out too. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's not even kidding about it. So, yeah, and then just Price going through the cards. Yep, they're all here. And then the cops call him though.
Yeah.
And ask him to come in because So yeah, that's I love those. The Price scenes are just killer for me. And then Chuck shows up at the meeting. We see why the space blanket suit shows up. Absolutely rattles Jimmy. Just
if I was Jimmy in the meeting, and then Chuck shows up and they're like, "Hey, we need your phone," and I would have been like,
I thought the same thing.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Audio listeners, I was holding up 2 middle fingers. I would have been like, "No, you can't have my property."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not giving this up.
Yeah.
He can go eat a bag of dicks for all I care.
One thing I actually thought was a mistake back in the day, there's a scene somewhere in this season where you see Chuck with a watch.
Yes, I noticed that too. I was like, that's an electrical watch. But then I realized
there's mechanical.
There's analog watches because you wind them.
Yeah, I actually have one, and it's not even winding. They built a thing into it to where as you're walking, your arm swaying keeps it going.
It winds it from that motion.
You could still like wind it if especially if it starts to lose time or whatever. Like if you end up not wearing it for a weekend, like would happen to me a lot of times, I'd have to like wind it or whatever. But yeah, basically the motion of like you walking
just
normally,
everyday stuff with your
will keep it going, and so it's 100%. There's no battery. And so that's
probably what he's wearing.
So that's something I learned much later, where I was like, oh shit, that's a real thing. And so this time around watching, I'm like, oh, I probably spotted that as an error before, but no, it's not really an error because he's going to be highfalutin enough that that's probably like some Swiss watch or some shit too, right?
Yeah.
So
$600 watch.
Yeah, I mean,
probably not. Watch.
Probably in the thousands would be my guess. Yeah. So and then of course Chuck's, what are you doing here? I'm here to bear witness.
Mm-hmm.
One of those scenes where I'm just like, Peter is probably just like fuming watching this. Like it's just
and then he just like tries to make Jimmy look bad. That's all he's there for.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Fucking bastard.
yeah, and again, because he had no care about, like, I mean, he wants the money from Sandpiper and stuff, and he like cares about his firm.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to probably be heavily involved until he found out that Jimmy got hired by Davis and Maine.
That's
Now
why.
suddenly-
That's why Chuck convinced him to give the case to HHM, so that he didn't have to do as much because it was too much for just the two of them.
Yeah.
But
he
someone's
ultimately
gotta
wanted to
do
get him
it,
off of
But
it.
he also wanted to not have to worry about going into the office and stuff like that. But then to still go through the pain, fucking psychotic guy, to go there just to stick it to Jimmy like that. Man, fuck him.
Yeah. Fuck Chuck. And then we
Yes.
got the titular scene, the squat cobbler.
We are not going to talk about the interview with the cops. I did have a question for you. Do you think Jimmy takes the job from Mike to help? Price?
Yeah.
To help Price if Chuck hadn't shown up?
Probably not.
I
mean,
think it's him feeling a little bit rebellious because of Chuck.
Yeah, that helped for sure. I do wonder about like the connection he already made with Mike.
Helping
That
Mike
may
out.
have been a yes, but
I think he would have hesitated a lot more.
yeah, probably.
But he's like, yeah, I'm in.
But yeah, 100%. Like Chuck made that happen more. And yeah, maybe Mike it would have been more kicking and screaming type thing, and it would have been like, and maybe Jimmy even does say no. But yeah, with that scene, like that's 100% a layup for like when that call comes in, he's like, absolutely, I am there. So
Because of Chuck.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. So
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the interview with the cops. We're not. We're moving on.
It is so
Nope, moving on.
genius. And I thought
I already had the toilet scene from season
that's-
1.
That's what I thought about. As I'm like, when I was watching, I'm like, Peter is going to just love this. I'm like, this is like the oh, you're a big boy.
Oh.
Give it to me.
This one was almost as bad as that. Almost.
And the way he just like slowly gave them little bits.
Ugh.
And he just kept trying to like divert. It was genius. It is absolutely like Saul Goodman / Jimmy McGill in
Yeah.
a fucking nutshell of just
It was Slick Jimmy.
the best fucking storyteller, and like trying to hold back the information makes sense for like if the story were real, but it also makes it like because now they're like desiring it, so it's like you're not now selling it.
You made it so enticing that they had to know.
They had to know, and when you and then like playing like keep away with it, you know, like making them beg you almost for the story
Yeah.
and keep pushing you for it. Like you basically got to the point where they are going to buy whatever you tell them.
Yeah.
Because now it's not me trying to pitch you on a sort like if I'm a sales guy, right? And like there's all those sales tactics they use where it's like, you know, like instead of me trying to like, you know, get the like you like I'm trying to get through your armor of whatever, suddenly I get you like I've inception you to where you it's almost your idea. Like now like I've like he's just did that to them to the point where like yeah, you don't have to sell them on the story now because it's just, and it is so ridiculous that for his line of like who would make this up.
Yep.
Just
Anyways, moving on.
the Price out there the whole way not knowing what's going on.
The best part too is the dude looks like it. Like the absolute picture of creepy guy in random ass unhinged videos, you know?
Squat cobbler.
Squawk cobbler.
And then the fact that he just assumes they know it too, where he's like, come on, guys. And he starts throwing all these other names out and stuff.
Yep.
And, it's just... and then my favorite part, we don't see it. But the fact then, like the next scene, he's got all the fucking things because they gotta go make
Gotta go film it.
And I'm like, I wish there was a deleted scene or something because that actor would have just killed it for like
Here, Price.
trying to tell
Yeah.
Price like what he's got to do and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then like when he's like, oh yeah, he's like, and then like you know if they can cry, they can charge more and stuff. And he's like Meryl Streep and stuff. And I'm like, there's part of me that fills in the blanks where I'm just like, Price may have actually started to cry just because like he's so humiliated /
Yeah.
whatever that like, oh my god, man. So yeah, what a fucking scene. And yeah, Cobbler, just going back to the title. So, and then Kim is humored until getting to that line of understanding that Jimmy falsifies evidence again.
Mm-hmm.
Kim is, you know, she had some flexibility earlier, but there are certain lines that she is just not gonna cross.
And this is the end scene of the episode, right?
Yeah.
I get where Kim is coming from. I really do. If
because
you're-
she could get disbarred just
if-
from knowing it. Like that's the other thing too is there's like mutually assured destruction in the sense of like her knowing it. Like she's
She
legally
has to
obligated to then turn him
go
into like
tell-
the bar
Yeah.
association. So
Or go tell the police.
or the 100%. So it's like, yeah, like when it comes to lawyer shit, like that is, you're not playing around,
Mhm.
man. You are held to a different standard.
Yeah, so I get where Kim is coming from. I really do, but this is going to change their relationship. Fundamentally, it is.
Yeah.
And you see that going through the rest of the season.
Yeah, 100%. So, quite the turn on that scene too, because she's very laughing and everything else until that time, and yeah. And I think I don't even think you need to know that much about lawyer stuff to understand like where she's coming from. Where it's just like this is not you're basically putting her in an impossible position. She's either has to sell her friend out or she has to compromise herself. Like in
not
a
even
legal
her friend
sense.
at this point; it's her boyfriend.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's like beyond friend, mailroom coworker, friend, maybe something more. Eventually, they're boyfriend girlfriend at this point, right?
Yeah.
She made that perfectly clear in the last episode, where it's like, no, this doesn't matter.
Yeah. So jumping over to episode 3, which is Armorillo.
Yep.
Getting Cowboy Jimmy to start in the teaser here.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, very slipping Jimmy in a lot of ways, paying the driver to have a quote unquote breakdown. It's time enough for him to get in there and, I'm just talking to this one guy, but then everyone hears what he's saying. So then he gets some multiple people to sign up and stuff. So, again, I'm going to say it, man. You can blame Chuck for things, but in a lot of ways, Chuck's not wrong, because here's Jimmy again. Chuck mentions it in the later scene in this episode, like literally the laws that like hold us to this were created for elderly because they were being taken advantage of by law firms and attorneys and stuff. So it's like literally these rules are written for elderly, and
and people take it very seriously too, is what I've found out. So I'm going to jump in here with 2 notes. Jimmy is bending the rules again, and Kim is not going to put up with it much longer, is what I put.
Yeah.
And then I had no idea the solicitation is illegal. So I looked it up and I found out like exactly what Tad was saying. It's like they specifically made these laws because of how pieces of shit attorneys and law firms
like ambulance chasers and stuff, right?
Abusing their I don't want to say their authority,
their position,
but their position to influence elderly and costing them so much money. So it just comes down to like, Jimmy, you gotta stop this shit, man.
Yeah,
but
you're playing too close to the lines.
You are flying too close to the sun.
Yeah,
and you're gonna melt your wings, that kind of thing. So like, for me, I understand what he's doing and why he's doing it. He wants to be good, but at the same time, you're working for a reputable law firm now. You are not Jimmy McGill,
you're not
Esquire.
in the back of a nail salon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to work within the confines of the law. And I get where Kim and everyone is coming from. But at the same time, it's just like, fuck you, Chuck. It still comes down to fuck you, Chuck.
I wonder if they make shirts. Fuck Chuck shirts. And then we have the meeting where Chuck questions Jimmy's success. Again, I think this is kind of a good story builder, because it shows you the sense. It almost feels like now that Chuck's going to show up to all these fucking meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't just a one and done. He is going to be there for the long haul now. Every one of these meetings that Davis and Maine is there, I believe Chuck's going to be there. Like that's the look that we're getting here.
Because he's just trying to stick it to Jimmy. Fuck Chuck.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then Kim says,
he had just let it go. Chuck got a law degree. Chuck is barred. Like, he can practice law in New Mexico. He has every right to do it, but Chuck doesn't think that he deserves it.
Yeah, go land crabs.
Fuck that guy.
And then Kim's also suspicious because she pulls away from the footsie. Like I said earlier, it was a setup. It's a setup and payoff now, because now she's whatever. And then the confrontation where he does admit it, and she says that she went out on a limb for him. So like it's not just now it's a matter of like her reputation's on the line, in the sense of like you're now playing it loose for Davis and Maine. I'm the one that put you in that position for that job. Like that's going to reflect on me.
So if something bad happens, if you do something bad, you're not just fucking yourself. You're also going to fuck me.
Yeah.
Which does rub me the wrong way with some of the shit that he does. Because he does obviously get up to shenanigans.
Yeah.
Because it does reflect badly on her.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't understand why she's upset with him.
Yeah.
She told you right here, dude.
Yeah. I think that's what I love about this show is like that Jimmy isn't just like a perfect angel.
No, and that was the way it was in Breaking Bad too.
Yeah.
Because like I remember that I had a space on Aaron Paul's character's name.
Jesse.
Jesse is not a perfect human being, but neither is Walter.
Yeah.
So how do you root for them, right? Kind of thing. So
yeah. Then we get to Mike. He's with Stacy, and talking about hearing gunshots the night before.
His daughter-in-law.
Yeah, daughter-in-law Stacy. So, and obviously, like I don't know. We don't know, but it's like you can kind of tell that the neighborhood is probably a little bit rougher than maybe some would be that she's in. So,
but Mike was there, and she's claiming that.
Well, this is when he hears about it the first time.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
So this, because then he's like, I'm gonna stay here and stuff. She's like, no, and that's when it turns into like the stakeout, which comes a few scenes from now.
Oh, okay.
So, and then Jimmy pitches the commercial to Cliff.
As he's walking out the door.
As he's walking out the door, and he says he's open to the concept or the idea, and that's all he says. So that's that's something. And then we find Jimmy with the film students with Mrs. Strauss. I'm ready for my close up, Mr. McGill.
Yep. And then as she comes down the stairs in her little stair caddy.
Yeah. I will say it's funny to me because like when they had the official podcast when it was coming out, like they call like the main film student guy, they call him Kid Kubrick. It's like their code name for him. I do love those guys though. That every time they're in the scene, it always just lights me up because I'm just like, hell yeah, I love these guys.
Yeah.
Then we see Mike camping out to see what's going on
Yeah.
at Stacy's place, and it turns out to be newspapers. Like is what he ends up seeing is like. I mean, that's his suspicion because it's like
it's not even like really gunshots. Like he was worried about the station wagon, but it's just like thud, thud. It's not bang, bang, bang. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
she's describing it.
yeah,
And that's where I have my note. Mike was there, and his daughter-in-law is making this up, or she's suffering from some sort of PTSD on top of losing her husband, and then finding out what Mike admitted happened, what really happened, and what Mike did.
yeah.
I wonder if that's got her kind of like. I mean, because you got to think about
It's
right?
it's shaking her. She's shaken.
Like, you got to think about this, right? Like, she's a young woman. She's probably in her maybe late 20s, if that.
Tops, yeah.
Growing up in Philadelphia,
Philly, yeah.
there's some roughness there, but let's be perfectly honest. She doesn't look like they came from the slums.
No.
And then she marries Mike's son, who's a cop. So
Yeah.
not exactly, again, not the worst parts of Philly is not what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And everything. Not to mention her husband was taking bribes, so had a
Yeah.
little bit extra money and everything. And then they moved to New Mexico. He's been murdered, and so she's probably having a little bit of like, crime.
But I'm
Death.
gonna give you one more you may have missed.
Yeah.
Remember, she found the money in the suitcases or whatever.
Yeah.
And what did he tell her? Use it for something good.
Yeah.
So she has now used money that she knows.
So she's just like paranoid.
And so it spiraled her. Essentially,
Yeah.
Mike has kind of thrown her into a realm of like where she's at now.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the critical part of the story is like it really was kind of his doing in a lot of ways. You know, and it not necessarily.
And then on top of finding everything out as well, like
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah, but then even
So-
having her spend the money, I feel like that's going to create someone that's just very
There's some guilt there.
guilt and like paranoia, even whatever it might be. So, and then we see him go do that all night and then go straight to the fucking booth
Ugh.
and then go to try to work, and then gets a panic call from her with the bullet hole on the outside of the house, and he promises to get her out of there. So that's kind of the again. So it's kind of an interesting thing where it is like whatever his doing, but
he's not even going to be like, no, you need to stay here. It's not real. You know.
Yeah.
He's just not going to. He's just nope. Let's do it.
yeah, because then she claimed that there was bullet or gunshots the night he was there too.
That's
So
what
it's
I
just
was
like,
saying.
Yeah. So it's like
no, it wasn't the newspaper. She was saying like, no, there was 3 shots, bang, bang, bang.
yeah, and she
So-
said exactly what time it was because I woke up and saw the clock and all that kind of stuff. Or no, she was awake. She couldn't even fall asleep.
Yeah.
And like Mike was like outside, so it's just like. But I think that's what like the filmmaker, or the creators of showing us that like she wasn't actually hearing it. Like that was their way of closing the gap of like, no, this is in her mind type thing. So then we see Jimmy show the commercial to Kim. She surprised Cliff, went for it. The next day, Jimmy thinks about showing it to Cliff, but then doesn't, and then calls for FedEx or whoever.
Yep.
He's basically going to ship it. So to Colorado Springs.
Calls the TV station. And I my notes here. He made the commercial without telling his boss, but it isn't airing without his approval, is he? ? And then he does do it. Why would he do that? Like we literally just talked earlier this episode about towing the line and not,
Yeah.
and then he does something like this.
Yeah. Then we get the vet basically telling Mike, if you want next level money, you got to do next level work.
Yep.
So got all that. That's and I love the vet, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a cool secondary character. And then Jimmy is nervous if calls are going to come in as it's the next day. They've ran the ad Now it's a matter of our call's going to come in. They play it good for drama where it doesn't for a bit, and then they finally start flooding in and stuff.
Well,
So
yeah, the old people had to get to their phones back in their rooms. They had to get their walkers and get going.
yeah,
Maybe stop and grab a Jello cup.
like season 1 with Strauss when she's coming down that.
Yep.
It's just the slowest, most awkward thing.
So slow.
Oh, and then
I have my note. It worked, but I have a feeling his boss is going to be pissed. And then, called it because he called him.
yeah.
And he played it off, and then Jimmy's lying to Kim about it.
Yeah. And then just the only thing we missed is Mike staying with Stacy, gets a call from the vet for next level job, but it's asking for him specifically. Then we got the them watching the movie, getting the call from Cliff, playing it off like it was a good call.
Congratulations call.
Yeah, and then the last scene of the episode is it's Nacho for Mike. So that's kind of an interesting, different sides of the coin now coming to whatever. It's it's kind of a weird twisted web where who was your opposition is now trying to get you for a job. So
yeah, and I just have a note here. So Mike starts with Nacho and gets in more and more that way. Mike gets in jams or knows people in jams, and then he has Jimmy get them out, and that's kind of how Jimmy becomes Saul Goodman, maybe, and how Mike gets more involved, because I understand that Mike works not only just for Jimmy, right? He also works for Gus.
Yeah, in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So
'cause there's
that's the dynamic that I'm watching for is
Yeah.
how does Mike end up there, and how does Jimmy end up becoming Saul?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I've been kind of watching for signals, and I think that's what it is for Mike, is that he starts with Nacho, leads to jams, Jimmy does that, maybe Mike is the one who is introduced to Gus, is what my feeling
the
is.
one thing that was interesting that I think some people lose in Breaking Bad is you've got this whole daisy chain of Saul and Mike, and then Mike and Gus, but the Gus and Saul don't know each other. Because there's a few times where he's like, Mike tells him a no on something. He's like, oh, is that from He Who Shall Not Be Named? So there's a Chinese wall between Mike's between the two, but there's not it's not a complete circle where Saul
where
is
they're all
connected,
part of the same organization,
which makes sense because Gus is a very careful person and Saul
is not.
Saul is the H2 from Price earlier. There is restraint, and that is not restraint.
That is not restraint.
Later on, we're going to see that with Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad, where that is not restraint. So then over to episode 4, which is Gloves Off.
Yep.
Mike comes back home, beat to fuck. Absolutely
he got roughed up, man. What
destroyed
happened?
with a boxing glove necklace. So kind of an interesting open for sure.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy shows the commercial to Cliff. We jump into the full episode here.
I don't see what the big deal is with the commercial.
And
it's not like he put anything bad in there, fuck you old people or anything like that.
But it is an element of there are companies, he said it, we spent 30-something years crafting the kind of the image of this company, and you just, he's like, what's his line? Or I can't remember who was on the phone from the last episode of this one, where he's like, Howard did say you're eccentric, but I didn't know you're a goddamn arsonist. Because it is a thing. Some of these, and it is a very conservative company and stuff. So it's image. When you're crafting image over the course of 30 years of what your law firm looks like, and the fact that Jimmy had clue to that too, right? When they showed him the other commercial they had ever done before, and it was just a swirly thing with text. It's it took him months to decide on that. He's like, on this, on the swirl, just to make sure it was just right. So it's Jimmy had the signs that this is not
gonna fly with them.
No, this is not a thing.
I just pull the stick out of your ass, Cliff. Come on.
I mean, Cliff's the reason he doesn't get fired. He said that, the partners 2-1 want you fired, but I believe in second chances. So, let's give Cliff a little bit of credit in that sense. So, and then Jimmy calls Kim, wanting her to call before she talks to Howard. But then we zoom to Kim in HHM, see Kim's phone ringing. It's in a bin because she is in there with Chuck and Howard.
Getting absolutely fucking railed.
Yes, absolutely fucking destroyed. Yep. So everything that Jimmy was hoping not to, but at the same time, what you just said earlier, right? You're not just playing with your own shit here. You're playing with other people's destinies with playing the shit that loose you are, which now it's paying off, right? So then we got Mike and Nacho overlooking Tuco's spot. We're now getting the story filled in. What Nacho wants is Tuco killed.
Mike is supposed to kill Tuco? Are you fucking nuts?
Yeah. And I just love Mike, where he's just like, what if someone pulls in and blocks me in? There's he's
because he's so smart.
He's a smart motherfucker, right?
I knew in this scene that Mike wasn't going to kill Tuco.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew he wasn't going to.
Yeah. I mean, beyond Tuco being in Breaking Bad, but
No, I knew that.
Or-
I knew that Mike wasn't going to be the one to go after him. Like, it's just there's not a chance.
yeah,
Like,
it's
first off, Mike's not stupid.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you kill someone like that, people take notice.
Yeah, and he says that, right? It's like once you kill someone like that, Salamancas are going to come out of the fucking ground. Like they're going to be all over the fucking place. But then he does end up kind of changing his mind as they're talking though, because he's like, somebody could make a shot from over here, and
Yeah.
Nacho's kind of like, you think you could make that shot and stuff, and
Yeah.
so that's kind of an interesting twist because again, I hit the guilt of the fact that he's probably the one spiraling Stacy. Like,
Yeah.
he does need to get to that next level money. So,
Yeah.
And then we get Jimmy getting led into HHM late at night. Thinks that Kim got fired. Goes up to her office and it's empty. It's like,
Yeah.
oh God, no. But then he finds her down in doc review. She threatens to break up with him if he does anything. Because he's like, of course he wants to be the knight in shining armor and stuff. So.
Wants to fix the fucking mistake that he made. Like, just don't make the mistake in the first place, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Kind of want to bang his head against the wall.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
And I'm speeding up a smidge, but like whatever notes you have, definitely.
We're good. We're right on.
Okay, so then he goes to confront Chuck, but still removes his electronics. Going in again, what you said earlier when you said you'd flip the bird when they said turn your shit in and stuff.
Yeah.
But Jimmy's Jimmy, man.
Yeah.
So he's and then he ends up finding Chuck in pretty bad shape. So
Of course he does, because of course Jimmy wants to talk to him about something, and Chuck is just, oh, I'm not feeling good. Can't talk. Sorry. Fuck you, Chuck.
and then Mike meets Lawson.
Dude, it happens multiple times in the season.
Yeah.
Fucking Chuck.
Then Mike meets the armor Lawson to buy a gun.
Yep.
Another throwback to Breaking Bad.
Yep.
This is who Walt goes to try to buy his gun from. He actually buys stuff from him multiple times. Buys that original revolver that he tries to use against Gus a few times.
Yeah.
He also buys the M60 machine gun from him in the final seasons and stuff.
Season, yeah.
So yeah, this is a
Jim Beaver from Supernatural. Definitely the actor that plays the armor guy. Yeah, I definitely know him, and yeah.
Well, I just know him as
He's also in The Boys. He's the president.
Oh,
running for president.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So then we go back, Jimmy confronting Chuck the next morning, claiming that Kim is Chuck's idea. Or no, he's claiming that, yeah, Kim's, banishment and stuff is Chuck. And Chuck says absolutely not. It wasn't my thing. I had nothing to do with it. What was your thoughts there?
You were in the meeting there, Chuck, weren't you, bud?
Yeah.
Weren't you, bud?
And then Jimmy.
Oh, not your idea, not your thing, huh? But you were in that meeting, weren't you, Chuck?
And then Jimmy.
Interesting.
Jimmy offers to quit the law if he'll relent on Kim. That's kind of interesting. And dude, you could just see Chuck just wanting so bad, but it's extortion ultimately. So it's like that would be him breaking the law to do that. So it's like
I really don't.
and he's like, "Come on, get down in the mud with me. Come on."
Yeah, this is my note here. I really don't like Chuck. Like, he's so much better than Jimmy doing some of the shit to underhand Jimmy. Oh, because he didn't break the law doesn't mean you're not a piece of shit. I hate to break it to you. You can be a piece of shit and still follow every single law.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, Chuck, but you can. You can be a bad person and follow every single law on the planet.
Yeah.
Every country, every religion, everything. You could follow 100% of them, but you can still be a piece of shit by the way you treat people.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that, Chuck.
Yeah, but I do love that scene of him just begging Chuck to extort him and stuff, and Chuck just won't, to his credit. But dude, the temptation again. Michael McKean's such a great actor. And then Mike tells Nacho killing Tuco won't solve his problems. That'll just cause Salamancas to be everywhere. But he says he has another plan, and then we get to the actual plan. Hitting the car. I mean, just playing the dumb old man and just
so good.
Calling the cops beforehand.
Yep.
We also got Crazy 8. That's the first guy that Walt kills in Breaking Bad in the basement with the bike lock. That's Crazy 8's the one that comes to get his money counted from Tuco.
Okay, I thought that was Jimmy's assistant from Davis and Maine.
No,
for a second.
no.
I was like, wait a minute.
No, it's Crazy 8. So he's like I said, Walt's first kill in Breaking Bad. The one that they
bathtub guy.
There's the two, and the one's the bathtub guy. The other one, because they gassed them both in the RV, and so he had to dissolve the body, while Walt had to kill Crazy 8 because he was still alive.
Okay.
But then he goes through and he's starting to feel bad for him. He's gonna let him go until he finds that he has the piece of the plate, and then he ends up choking him out and stuff. So it's Walt's first kill.
Oh, okay.
And so this is his intro here. So Tuco, this just what a fucking, and then the lie detector on Crazy 8 too is wild. Like,
Yeah.
and also him getting mad because the bill's not faced right.
Uh-huh.
Tuco, I feel you.
Yeah,
I-
everyone
I-
everyone who does that.
Dude,
you're
I
an
get that
animal.
from the bank. I go to the bank and they're not doing it. I'm like, you're a fucking bank.
You want to know who does it the worst? Me. I do it on purpose to piss my wife off.
I hope you step on a Lego.
I'll be sure to tell you said that. I did take 2 notes from this scene with the whole Tuco stuff. First off, brilliant plan by Mike. Second off, $6.33 for a combo meal. Did you catch that? $6.33 for a full combo meal. Man, our economy sucks now.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. And then Nacho is amazed that Mike went to all that trouble just to avoid pulling the trigger. So another good setup there.
But again, Mike is smart because it avoids all the Salamakas coming for revenge.
Yeah.
Or so he thought.
Yeah, 100%. Then we get to episode 5, which is titled Rebecca. So we get a flashback with dinner with Rebecca and Jimmy.
I put flashback for Chuck, girlfriend or wife. Where is she now? And then we find out like 10 seconds later, wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's very kind of highfalutin. Chuck's freaking out that whatever, but she ends up actually kind of being charmed by him.
I know.
She starts engaging with the jokes and stuff. And then when Chuck tries to do a joke,
Oh, it just falls so flat. You fucking piece of shit.
like
I have a couple notes here. First time meeting her brother-in-law, he didn't make the wedding. Chuck can't stand his brother, but made him move across the country to be with him.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't stand your brother, why are you bringing him to Albuquerque?
Yeah, probably to put a leash on him is the thought process.
Have him under his thumb is what it is.
Yeah.
He wants to have Jimmy under his thumb and wants Jimmy to be miserable. That's what I'm saying. You can follow every law in the world, but you're still a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Her joke was the best.
Yeah. Indeed. So Jimmy found a plan for Kim, but she's not answering. Jimmy has a babysitter now from
Aaron?
Aaron. It's just so
She's
funny.
annoying as hell.
Oh man. And then he finds Kim in doc review after ducking Aaron, tells her to sue HHM, and she's not doesn't respond in a good way.
Yeah, Jimmy just can't take responsibility. He wants her to sue HHM. Please shred that document.
Yes, very much. That was my thought too. I'm like, just make sure that is like shredded. There is no digital copy anywhere.
I thought he
Like,
was going to file the lawsuit behind her back.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. And then her line, I save me, you don't save me.
yeah.
So that's pretty great. And Aaron the next morning is none too happy about being
Ditched. Yeah.
ditched. And then Kim begins looking for a redemption. So
The montage was fantastic.
yeah, I love they do the best montages.
I did notice this is a little bit older show. I hope she has unlimited minutes. Back then, they didn't have unlimited minutes.
Yeah,
You know?
she has money.
I mean, she's from a law firm, so I imagine it's a company phone.
Probably a company phone, yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike talks to Stacy about the hotel they're going to stay in, but he refuses to visit because of his car accident.
Yeah.
Jimmy is shocked by his face when they pull up to the courtroom. Aaron stops him from the Beanie Baby bribe, which we saw in season 1. And through the death stare that lady gives to Aaron
Fuck
is just
off.
the best. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm trying to keep you out of trouble.
Fucking Beanie Baby. Jesus Christ.
And then
If that's the way the world really works, like, fuck off.
yeah, and then Jimmy runs into Oakley in the bathroom,
Yeah.
guy from season 1,
I
and he
don't
is just
like that
he
guy.
is just fawning the fuck over it though. Oh my god, like what is your salary? You probably have
Don't
a
tell
company
me.
car. Don't tell me.
Don't tell me.
You have
I don't wanna know.
You have
Don't
corporate
tell me.
housing. I love him. I love
I
Oakley.
hate that guy.
Really? Oh man.
Yeah.
And then Kim is still looking for redemption and finally finds it with a credit union called Mesa Verde.
Yep.
Then we get an intro to Kevin Wachtel, and after it,
I like Kevin.
after that whole scene and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, I'll get a team together. No, you're pretty busy with doc review, dude. The fucking look on her face when that line, dude, and oh my god, just brutal. And
I put, wow, she finds a client and he's still going to keep her down. Is Howard mad because they are dating, or is it Chuck? So I started questioning here, Howard, okay, is he jealous because now he knows
yeah,
that? And that's where I was hinting at before with her switching the seats with Jimmy next to her.
yeah,
He's not stupid.
yeah.
Okay, there's a reason that she's doing that. They're friendly. Maybe they're getting a little bit more than friendly. Is he jealous? Does he want her? Is he married? We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it Chuck again telling him what to do? Because Chuck can lie up the wazoo saying it's not him. I don't fucking believe it. Not
Yeah.
until I hear it from Howard. I don't believe it.
Yeah. So then Howard visits Chuck to share the big client. Turns out that Howard is the one punishing her, and Chuck's actually like, is it a good idea? Like, you don't want to get her out of the doghouse? Like, she just brought in like a sizable fucking client and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and he's all fawning over how many billable hours and like, this is huge, right?
Yeah.
This could be a career making thing for anyone that wouldn't be in the doghouse. So that's kind of the twist now, is it actually is Howard, where it's just like, nope. And even Chuck kind of gives like a, maybe you should think about getting her out of the doghouse, man. This wasn't that big. This, this is a big client. Then we get Mike at the cafe, and Hector Salamanca himself enters the fucking chat.
Yeah.
Uncle Tio, which is ridiculous because Tio's uncle in Spanish, but that's what they called him in Breaking Bad, is Uncle Tio. Because so obviously not in the chair, not ringing a bell or anything, but this is just a legendary fucking actor too. So it's cool to finally see him actually like.
Is this
walking.
the last scene?
No.
Okay.
Or no, it is. I'm sorry, it is.
We have a scene that we skipped.
Did I miss one?
We did. Kim working late and Chuck coming in, and those two having a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Because Kim asked Chuck point blank if she has a future, and like the lawyer that he is, he didn't give her a straight answer.
Yeah.
And then Chuck
I
gave
thought I had that noted.
Chuck gave the story about his father's business and Jimmy stealing from the cash register.
Oh, I did. Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally skipped. That was
okay.
that was the note before I skipped it. So yeah.
So
Chuck goes in early, runs into Kim, tells
Yep.
Jimmy that he stole from the family store. You text me that your suspicion was on that. Do you want to share that?
I bet Jimmy didn't steal the money. Watch their dad, who Chuck idolized, had a gambling problem, and Jimmy hid it from Chuck to protect his image of his dad. Because I could see Jimmy doing that with the way Jimmy is, not wanting to shatter the image that Chuck had of his late father.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And then my last two notes, oh, fuck, it's Tio, the guy in the wheelchair. I didn't know his, name.
yeah, I'm blanking on his name, the actor's name.
But the guy's name is Hector Salamanca, right?
Yeah.
And then I get that later. And then Kirk,
Mark Margolis.
Yeah, and then that's a curveball that Mike did not see coming.
No, God, no. And then for us as fans, and of course that's the last scene because the first thing you cut to the credits, guest starring. I just blanked again. God damn it!
You just said it, yep.
Yeah, Mark Margolis, a legendary actor, been in a million fucking things. I love him. He's
so good.
Ventura.
Oh, is that him?
That's him. And he's the hitman in Scarface. Oh yeah, I guess we did.
Ventura.
That guy.
Yeah, that's Mark Margolis.
Hey.
So also Fran in the restaurant there where Mike's at. She's in Breaking Bad as well.
Oh, is she?
There's the point when Lydia comes in and she's like, oh, and she like says, I can't remember what it is. She like tries to say the name of, or no, because she wants to be all coy and spyish. So she's like, oh yeah, hi Jeff, I didn't see you there, because she was trying to sit back to him. And then he just like got around and stuff. And then she's like, oh, Frank, I didn't see you there. And then Fran's like, hey, Mike, do you need anything else? Because it's like a regular spot. So it just blew up in Lydia's face there.
Yeah.
So, so she's in there. And then also no Nacho in this episode.
Nope.
Kind of an interesting thing. And episode 6, Bali Haye. I don't know how to say it.
Bali Ha?
Bali Ha, maybe. Jimmy playing in his apartment. He's restless. Sees Davis and Maine ad. It's the same as their old one. Ends up going back to the nail salon and sleeps soundly.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that Jimmy all of a sudden can't be able to sleep in his new place. He's been there for months.
Yeah, I think I think it's just the collar is starting to tighten around his neck a bit. So, then Jimmy leaves musical voicemails, touring the whole South Pacific with country at a time.
Noticing that Kim was waiting for it.
Yeah, and enjoyed it.
He's about to get out of the dog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The owner of the nail salon is none too happy that he's back. Says, what are you doing? Did you already lose that job? I'm well in my right. I'm paid up and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Kim is back in her old office. The walk to the meeting though was brutal with Howard.
Man, that walk with Kim and Howard was awkward, and then we see him just flip that switch.
Flip it like a fucking light switch. Dude.
God.
Oh my God. Just and it was right before they got to the door too. It was like 3 steps before too.
Mm-hmm.
And they would just turn it on. So it was all natural. They walked in and just.
God. But she's like looking at him like.
Yeah.
We good, bro? Are we good?
Brutal. And then Hector's man is waiting for Mike when he comes home from shopping. He says he needs an answer. Mike says no. And then Mike sets
That's
up.
not good.
Then Mike sets up a Mike special on his front doormat there.
So fucking
genius, dude. I have to imagine the writers just loved coming up with these fucking
oh my
Mike
God.
things. Like the what is it called? Carbon paper.
Yeah.
And then like a piece of paper and then the doormat. So anyone that would walk in, he would be able to see if it was.
He would see how many too.
Yeah, exactly. So Howard sends Kim to court alone, and she is courted by Rich Swikert for lunch, and he offers her a job. So he's the opposing counsel.
That's not smart. That is not smart to have lunch with him.
Yeah,
That is not smart.
But she's also in the spot where she doesn't know she has any actual future with HHM.
It's true. But if you want to close the door forever, go ahead and have lunch with the defense of your biggest case at your firm now.
Yeah, but there is a huge thing, and they call it the Chinese wall, where like they can do things like that, and he kind of alludes to it. He doesn't call it the Chinese wall, but I watched some other legal shows recently, and it's a common thing where it's like if you ever
prosecution and the defense go get lunch together.
Or if you're like courting her, but then you have what you call a Chinese wall, where anything she does at the firm would be nowhere near like the main.
Like I understood that. Like I get the offering Kim that job can't be ethical, and literally after that he explains how it is. Like, we will not have you doing anything with Sandpiper.
Yeah.
We're a big firm. We have a lot of stuff. We'll have you doing something else.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, but it can't be smart though for her career if she wants to stay at HHM to even take that lunch.
No, but I think that's the thing, though, is that's the question now is, does HHM have any future for her?
Again, if you want to have one, if there's any percentage of Kim wanting to be there, you don't take that lunch.
And I think that's what I think what we're showing is that she took the lunch because she's probably genuinely think that HHM's a dead end now. So then we get Mike getting the better of two Salamanca goons.
Yeah.
Fucking genius scene, dude. I love it. Just tense as fuck. And then like turning the TV on and shit and like just
luring them out.
Yeah. Love it.
We just came to scare you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do better next time.
Yeah,
try harder next or whatever.
Harder, yeah.
And then Kim gets screwed out of lunch by Howard. She's gonna go to lunch and he throws her on something to where she doesn't get a lunch.
So she just walks out.
Yeah. So that's fun. And then Mike at the pool with Kaylee. And
oh my god, the twins.
We see the fucking cousins, the twins.
Oh my god, those guys are still scary as hell.
And then points at Kaylee and pulls that trigger of his.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
I thought of that. I thought of you. I'm like, especially you.
Those
as a father.
guys scare the fuck out of me.
They're so great.
What's Walt's brother-in-law's name?
Hank.
The fight. That's the one of the scenes that I remember from Breaking Bad is the two of them going after Hank.
Yeah, no, they are fucking incredible. I'm blanking on their names right now.
I just remember that they're twins.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they don't have it. They don't even have it on the wiki. But yeah, no, that's incredible, and I love that you got the reaction. Yeah, they are terrifying. And then Kim thinks about calling Rich and gets a live one at the bar. I also love that she ended up drinking his drink, a Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
So she's at the bar drinking that. I'm like, oh, okay. So you're really thinking about it. And then she gets a live one. So very interesting for Kim here that she's now engaging and calling Jimmy that's like an hour more away. And he's like, I've got a live one. And he's like, I'll be there right away. And like ditches out of his office to.
What would you do if you were Kim there? Like you have the offer from Schweiker and Coker, right?
Yeah.
Schweiker and Coker, I think is what their name is.
Coakley, I think.
Coakley.
Yeah.
Schweiker and Coakley. Me, I'd have a heart-to-heart with Howard before I took the job if I was Kim.
Yeah.
You tried asking Chuck, didn't get a committal answer. I'd ask Howard.
Yeah.
If you don't get a committal or you get a no, you have no future, I take the job.
Yeah.
Not even a second hesitation. I would literally be like, do I have a future here? And you'd be like, well, I'd be like, okay, I'm resigning. I'm going there. Like, fuck you guys. Like, I don't care about my student loans or anything like that. If you guys are going to bury me for something that I didn't even do.
Yeah.
But because I stuck my neck out for a friend, man, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the kind of people you want to work for, right?
Yeah. No.
What about you?
I'd probably take it because, like, I think the writing's on the wall. The HHM's just like, if she's going to have a future there, it's going to be a very arduous journey to get back into the good graces and stuff. And it's just like,
why do that when you could just go start fresh and make more money?
Yeah, 100%. So that's where I'd probably go. Then we got Mike facing off with Hector, the ice cream shop. What a goddamn scene, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe I need the 50,000 more than you. And like, yeah, or, you know, either give it to me or neither of us walk out of here.
And they all like,
and Hector's just like, no, it's fine. And, you know, whatever. So what a fucking scene, dude. Just tense as fuck.
Dude, Mike has a set of cojones on him.
He really does. But he's spiraling in the sense of when we're talking about serious money, he's starting to work his way up to some serious money, $50,000 just to.
Problem is baggage that comes with that.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pay Nacho. I almost said Taco. He's gonna have to pay Nacho back for the money he took from him to get Stacy into the fucking apartment and shit. So it's like it's not really helping him. It's actually gonna put him back, which is why he's asking for the 50, because he's gonna have to give, was it 20,000 that he
25?
Because he offered him 50 to kill him,
Yeah.
and he's like no, so he ends up getting like half the money. He's like, you're gonna take half the money instead of just pulling the trigger. So yeah, he's basically getting.
Oh, well, he didn't go away for as long as what Mike does.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Honorable thing. He honestly didn't have to do anything for Nacho there.
No, he didn't. But
He
and then
could have made 75 right there, but
yeah, exactly. Ken keeps the check as a souvenir and tells Jimmy about Rich's offer, including paying off her school loans. He tells her to take the offer, but he does kind of question the sense of like, it's just another Howard, like you're whatever. So,
yeah.
or I'm sorry, that's maybe in the next episode. But then Jimmy freaks out about the cup holder again and finally breaks it with his tire iron.
Yeah.
So, that's something else, because again, good symbolism there. It's just he's not fitting in or whatever. Then we get to episode 7, which is inflatable.
My favorite episode.
Jimmy flashback shows his dad is a sucker. Jimmy, but then the dichotomy though is Jimmy does end up taking the money after the guy that's conning his dad, and he's back there looking for shit to give him, ends up, hey, I'm gonna buy some cigarettes. Let me buy 2 cartons. He pulls out a big fucking wad. So like the dude clearly is like just a complete, and everyone knows.
He gives the line to Jimmy: "There are sheep and wolf in the world. You got to decide real quick what you're gonna be."
Yeah.
So my notes as the scene evolved. I knew his dad was the reason the money was gone. I knew it wasn't Jimmy. When we first see that the guy, and then Jimmy's like trying to warn him. No, it's like the bum last week. They know that you're a softie and everything, and it's like, see, he's not gonna take the money. He's not gonna be the one.
And then he does.
But
just takes the money the guy bought the cigarettes with.
So
right?
I put, damn it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's what I put. But I think that Jimmy's not to, because what did he say? $14,000.
Oh yeah, it was like crazy amount, like 15
I don't
grand.
think Jimmy's
no.
To blame
it's
for
all
of
the
it.
dad, like 100% the dad. Like Jimmy stole a little bit there, and so maybe Jimmy like got a little bit here and there, but it's the dad's being a sucker was the vast majority.
And that's
of that
what I was
money.
talking about. Is that I think Jimmy knows the truth, and he didn't want to like. Hey, Dad was a dumbass.
Yeah,
Chuck. Like, hate to break it to you, this idolized guy that the guy you looked up to, your
and named
hero,
after.
and named after,
was
a fucking sucker.
Yeah,
was an idiot.
But I think I asked you this when you were texting me a little bit. Is even if you told Chuck though, do you think Chuck listens?
No.
So,
and that's the thing is like, with Jimmy is like he has no win here.
Yeah,
There's no way for Chuck to undo the prejudice that he has in his mind, and that's what I've been saying about Chuck is that character flaw in Chuck just shows you how big of a piece of shit he is, because there's nothing Jimmy can do to ever redeem himself.
Yeah.
And that's why I have such a problem with Chuck, because that's such an illogical way to look at the world.
Yeah.
But
there are people that believe that way though, where they generally believe that people just don't change. Like a person's a person, and that's who they're always going to be. It's the nature thing. There's people that strongly believe that. So
and I can't abide that, because as someone who's made mistakes in his past, I can't understand how people can be like, well, I don't make any mistakes, so I can bury other people. It's like, you're not fucking perfect. No one is.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a flawed logic in my brain.
Yeah. So Jimmy helps Mike recant the gun claim. The DA is very, very harsh towards Mike.
Fuck those guys.
They threaten you or pay you off.
I mean, they're right, but
Yeah,
fuck
they
those
are.
guys.
I know they are. And then Jimmy gets all high and mighty. Oh, I can't. How dare you and stuff like that. And then on the elevator, he commiserates with his Tuco story.
Dude, I forgot about that already. Like, oh yeah, with the skateboarders.
Yeah, indeed. And then Jimmy and Kim talk about Schweikert and Coakley offer, which isn't finalized yet. Jimmy dictates his letter of resignation. So there's like a chain of scenes that are happening here.
Yeah.
They talk about the deal not being finalized yet, and then he, decides, if she's quitting HHM and like whatever,
Yeah, I might as well quit.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. But then Omar saves his ass.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You pay your bonus back.
And
So
then he sees it in the contract. I was just kidding.
yeah, I'm totally kidding. It's all the stress.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
I put a note here.
there's no way Omar believes that,
Yeah,
right?
no, absolutely not. Omar's not stupid.
Yeah.
He understands. I'm guessing he doesn't have to pay it back the way he's trying to get fired is what I put. So
Yeah.
we have one of the best.
Then he sees the inflatable, which is cool because he had one in Breaking Bad. So that's kind of a
okay.
he has one on his roof and stuff. So he has all that. Like he's very Carney feeling in Breaking Bad. And so the inflatable guy is kind of a cool thing in Breaking Bad. We're like, oh look, it's just like he had, that kind of thing.
And
but
that also inspired like his suits.
It inspired this, because then the Jimmy montage,
Oh, it's so good.
shades of Saul everywhere.
Yeah.
As you were talking about, watching
this
for the evolution of Saul.
Flashy suits.
Oh my God. The suits, the juicer.
Oh my God, the juicer scene. Oh, I got some on you. Oh, did I get any on you? Oh, well, I did now.
The cleaner talking to him in Spanish. Dude, I'm from Michigan.
So you didn't understand anything I said.
And then not flushing.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy, that was me.
I just said that I didn't want to know.
Oh man, then the bagpipes, just
The cherry on
the
top.
coup de grace. And then
I like what Cliff says. What did I do?
yeah, what did I do? What did I ever do to you that was unfair?
Yeah.
Jimmy offers to then pay for the Coco Bolo desk, throws Aaron's can in the non-recyclable bin because she was bitching at him about,
yep.
I noticed it in your garbage. Like, are you watching my garbage?
Well, fuck you,
So-
Aaron.
But I do. I'm with you. I love that scene with Cliff because it's legit, right? What did
Yeah.
Cliff actually do? There's nothing. I mean,
No.
and even like anything that he did that was against Jimmy in any way, like Jimmy fucking deserved it, and beyond, right? Because again, he should have been fired. He lost the vote 2-1 with the from between the three partners.
But Cliff threw his weight around.
Yeah, Cliff essentially, he's like, oh, I'm the first name partner. Like, no, we're gonna give him a second chance.
Yeah.
So it's like he had every reason to say that. Then Mike's touring the new house with Stacy.
She loves it.
The realtor is from Breaking Bad.
Oh, is she?
She's the one that catches Marie stealing.
I don't know who Marie is.
Hank's wife.
Oh, okay.
Hank's wife?
Oh.
Yeah, she
Oh yeah, Hank's wife is a piece of shit, isn't she?
yeah, she's a little bit of a klepto. Then Omar's helping Jimmy get the desk to the nail salon at Coco.
Please tell me that desk is in Breaking Bad.
I think it might be. I'd have to go and look, but I wonder if it is though.
Yeah.
Also, the desk was $7,000 too.
Yeah.
So again, like Jesus Christ for a fucking desk,
For
and
a
even
piece of work.
and even Cliff's like, do you see any other desk in this fucking entire
Even I
office?
don't
that's
have it.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, shows what Cliff was doing for him, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, he asked Jimmy what he's going to do next, and he said onward and upward. He records a normal message instead of a fake one on his answering service.
That's not the British reception. No, he
Yeah.
just records a normal message.
Yeah, and then we see Mike watching Hector, starting to do the Mike thing.
What's he up to?
Starting to watch Kim's interview, and we get some of her backstory, which is kind of cool. Get a little bit of backstory for Kim and stuff.
Yeah.
But then she accidentally calls him Howard.
Whoops.
Ouch.
Oopsie.
And he plays it great though. Oh, he's a very handsome man. I guess I'm glad to be confused by him as him or whatever. And then she rips the card that Jimmy gave because Jimmy pitched being
Yeah,
partners.
Jimmy pitched being partners.
And
And I put, no way Kim goes with Jimmy. She doesn't have the flexibility for his shenanigans.
yeah, and then she rips the card in half when she's up smoking. She goes to talk to Jimmy, who's meeting with the film students, tells Jimmy about partnering on cost, but not on a shared firm. And that's the end of the episode. So
This is my part with Kim. The partners but not partners is kind of a slap in the face.
yeah.
I'm willing to go with you, but I'm not willing to partner with you because I can't stand you and I can't believe that you're going to be a good person. I know Jimmy doesn't take it that way, but that would rub me the wrong way if that had been me.
But I think it's and she asks him, are you going to play it straight? And he
And
says,
he's
yeah,
like,
I'm going
no, I'm going to be me.
No, he says, I am going to play it straight. Of course I am. And then he just stops. And he's like, no, you know what? The reason it didn't work out at Cliff and
Cliff and Maine.
or no, Davis and Maine.
Davis and Maine.
Because it didn't fit. It's like, I got to be myself.
Yeah.
And she's like, and in response to that, she's like, then we can't, she's like, you, and
Right.
he's like, but I want you. He's like, but you have me, just not as a law partner. And so I think
Right.
again, it's
And that's
that,
where I'm saying, like, okay, if you're not going to be law partners, separate ways. This whole sharing a space and covering each other's back and stuff like that, you're going to put yourself, Kim, into a position where he's going to do something you're going to know about it, exactly like earlier in this
yeah. No,
season.
I see what you're saying.
And that's where you're setting yourself up for failure. And that's where I have a problem with her because I thought she was smarter than that. Also, Jimmy doesn't deserve to be dragged along, and she doesn't deserve to then play the victim later. She signed up for this.
yeah.
So if in later seasons or later in this season, she's like, I can't believe you did that. I'm so mad at you. It's going to be like, bitch, he told you.
yeah.
He was honest. This
Yeah.
is who I am. I'm going to practice law this way. If you can't accept it, go your own way. Go back to Schweiker and Coakley. then.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we'll speed up a little bit. So we have the border crossing
Really
with,
cool scene.
with Hector's driver. That's really cool.
scene.
Yeah. Then we see Jimmy and Kim celebrating at the doghouse, which we saw in Breaking Bad. Jesse was there a few different times. It's like got a dachshund, and they just serve hot dogs. It's like an outdoor stand or whatever. And then
and I put Kim is not going to put up with much of Jimmy being his kind of lawyer.
Yeah. Kim quits with Howard and hears the call to Mesa Verde, rushes to get her own call in. Howard's admiration for her doing her own thing a bit, which is a kind of a cool moment for Howard where he's just like...
It does redeem him a bit. And then also...
And you almost get the feeling of like he almost didn't have a choice. Like his dad was never going to allow it. It's like, no, you're part of this firm. And stuff, and like
so
just,
it feels kind of like okay, I feel kind of bad for this guy.
Yeah,
but then also to pay off her student loan.
Yeah, and then there's the look in his eye where you can kind of just tell where like he probably actually really wanted that, but dad was just never going to allow it.
Yeah,
and then to gift her the cost of her loans is really cool. So
kind of redeemed himself a little bit there. And then I have my note. What is Mike doing with the stakeout?
Yeah, Mike's watching the ice cream shop. Kim meets with Mesa Verde, nails it, meets with Jimmy at the former dentist's office.
Got her hopes.
Tells
nothing in writing. Nothing in writing. Kim, you got nothing in writing. You can't be excited.
Got the double guns, though.
But you can't be excited until there's something in writing. It's not official.
I think she had it, though. I really do.
She did.
I think she did.
She did.
Then Howard...
Until
the son of a bitch Chuck.
That's
mother.
And,
fucker.
dude, we got to give him credit, though. He did good. Chuck fucking did great.
Oh, of course he did. But he's still a dick.
Oh, man. And then turns Mesa Verde to stay with HHM, but Chuck is in super bad shape because they wanted to hide. They're not like, we're not going to turn the lights off and shit for Kevin, and Chuck agrees.
When Howard tells Chuck that Kim took Mesa Verde, Jimmy is going to work, and then they're going to work, Jimmy and her are going to work together. Chuck calls him Svengali. What a dick. Do you know what Svengali is?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up. For anyone at home that doesn't know what it is, Svengali is a person who dominates, manipulates, or exerts excessive, often sinister control over another, usually a protege, derived from the villain in George de Mauer's 1894 novel Trilby. Fuck Chuck. If that's how you see your brother, why do you have any contact with him? At that point, why are you still? Why did you make him move across the country?
Because I think just to stay in the mailroom. Like if you have him in the mailroom, you can keep your thumb on him and just like whatever. But then when he became a lawyer, that changed the entire dichotomy.
Again, why would you bring him to Albuquerque? Let him. Fine, go sink or swim. He's an adult.
Yeah.
He is not your responsibility. I hate that mindset of like, well, I'm going to put him under my thumb and fix him. Fix him how?
Yeah.
What are you doing to fix him? What exactly are you doing besides holding him down?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate him.
Then Mike sees the truck from Mexico, starting to piece it together. What's going on with Hector? Jimmy goes to blow up at Chuck, but Ernie says he's in really bad shape. It's not getting better. Jimmy sends him away. Chuck is largely out of it. Jimmy then goes to work. One of my favorite things is this whole thing. When I said overall, when I think of Better Call Saul, this whole exchange, this and the next couple episodes is the shit I think about when it comes to like 1216 to 1261, the Photoshop or the copy shop place. Then the next day, Chuck gets after Chuck for stealing Mesa Verde. I love it. Says you guys just want to keep it in chortle. I love that because chortling's a funny thing.
Of course, Chuck doesn't have the fight in him to argue with Jimmy, but then lies straight to his face saying that he loves him and he's and stuff like that. Yeah, Chuck wouldn't piss on Jimmy if he was on fire.
And if the roles are reversed, I'd take care of you too.
No bullshit. No, that's what I mean. It's like, dude, lying straight to his face. What a piece of shit.
And then Mike's working on something with Kaylee.
Yep.
Hose. And then later we see him putting nails in it.
I honestly thought with the hose that he was up to like gassing that garage or something like that. Put the hose under the door. Has holes in it, put some gas through it or something like that. That's what I was up to. Then I saw the nails and I'm like, nope, spike strip.
Yeah. And that gets us to episode 9, which is nailed. Mike takes the money from the smuggler, leaves the driver alive. That's a pretty cool scene for sure. We see Chuck getting dressed, goes down to Howard, who's having an appointment for Mesa Verde. Jimmy watches, and when they leave, he goes and swaps the files back.
Yep.
So then Chuck at the metal detector kind of almost melts down a little bit. Then the hearing goes insanely bad for Chuck.
I have a question.
Including being a bitch to Kevin and Paige, where it's like, you guys are muddying the water.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Before we dive into that part. Do they ever know that Chuck came to know? Do they ever show how Chuck came to know that he has this condition?
There's some more flashbacks as we go, but
Okay.
I don't remember.
The woman shows the commissioner the error right when Kevin says that they have pride themselves on personal service and attention to detail. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Mwah.
I knew you would be like cheering as this is happening too, and then for him, you're just.
I feel bad for Kevin and Paige because they didn't.
It's
they
gonna
don't
delay.
deserve
It's gonna
this.
delay a month. So it's gonna be hundreds
6
of thousands
weeks
of dollars
before they can get back there. Yeah.
Yeah. So back home, Chuck sees it's 1261.
Oh yeah. I did have that note there. Oh, Chuck is going to embarrass himself. There it is.
Yeah.
He tells Paige she is muddying the waters, but she was right.
Yeah, 100%. And then back home, once Chuck sees the 1261 because Jimmy flipped the files back, he immediately knew it was Jimmy.
He thinks it's Jimmy.
He fucking knew, man.
Fucking piece of shit.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah. Oh God, Chuck is so egotistical that he can't accept that he made a mistake.
But he didn't make a mistake. Let's be honest.
No, but he has made mistakes and he can't accept it. That's the problem I have, and I love that.
Yeah. But as a history fan, the Magna Carta, you know, if it were you and it were 1944, and you're like, oh, that's a year before World War II ended, and you went through that entire fucking thing. That's the kind of shit that would lock into your brain is all I'm saying.
Yep.
So then Mike watches Hector losing his mind about the truck hit, then buys a round for the bar. That is the bar that he beats Walt up in Breaking Bad. Walt tries to cozy up to him to turn on Gus.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you done? No. Or yeah. And then he just fucking punches him in the face and beats the fuck out of him. Same bar. So that's kind of kind of a cool throwback. Kim gets a call that while they're painting. They go to Chuck's office to get the files because she's getting Mesa Verde now.
Yep.
And then Chuck tells Kim the entire con. Eerily, he's dead on pretty much about everything.
I think Mesa Verde is going to be the undoing of Kim and Jimmy. This will send him down the path to becoming Saul. That's what my thought
Prediction.
was here
Okay.
before Chuck gave his little
Speech
and everything.
Yeah. And then he tells Kim everything and it says it's your duty to inform your client.
So right here, before Kim gives her speech, man, imagine if Chuck supported Jimmy. Imagine the life Jimmy could have had if Chuck had been in any way supportive.
Yeah.
And then Kim is going to believe Chuck. She doesn't believe in Jimmy 100%. So anytime someone throws barbs at him, she's going to believe it. But then Kim shines like a diamond
Yeah.
and puts Chuck in his fucking place.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You made a mistake, and that 100%. It's
There's
great.
an easier explanation.
But then she hits him in the car.
I do love the one more thing with Kim. The speech exactly how I was saying before,
Yeah.
because I wrote these notes in order.
Yeah.
I wrote that before she
And
gave her
said,
speech.
Yeah, so she said
and
a lot.
then she says basically what I was saying. Dude, you've never supported him.
Yeah.
And said exactly what I've been saying all along. Dude, he treats his brother like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like it's a piece of dog shit stuck to his shoe.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And then 100%. Then we get Mike at the diner. He doesn't see anything in the paper. Nacho calls him, says he knows he probably did it. He starts questioning him. You're the only person I would know that wouldn't just fucking kill the driver. Why the fuck?
A lot of accusations going around this episode. Everyone's throwing them left and right.
Mike tells him he's done with Hector. But then he hears about the Good Samaritan.
Mike's
like,
gonna beat himself up over that.
And it's like, how did the cops not know? And he's like, a Good Samaritan came on it, called us. What happened to that Good Samaritan? Hector shot him in the face.
Buried him in the desert.
Buried him in the desert. And then Kim tells Jimmy in bed that Chuck's very smart and won't have to be very clever and cover all their bases if they were to beat him. So that's kind of an interesting.
I love that she asked without saying the words, did you make sure that you left no evidence?
Yeah.
And then he goes running to the copy place.
Yeah, goes running. So yeah, Chuck arrives and it goes very bad. Eventually hits his head.
Jimmy's
Jimmy's
in
watching.
And bribed
the
the guy before Chuck could get there. Yeah,
and I love it. I'll pay you another $100 to erase the tapes. Oh, that's going to cost $200. He's like, you're going to go far, my friend.
You're going to go far, my friend.
So then Chuck falls. We get to episode 10, which is the final episode. Click.
Real fast.
Yeah.
We get the scene at the end where
Ernesto, Ernie.
Oh no, that's that. Never mind. That's in episode 10.
Okay. So then, then Jimmy and Chuck, mom's death flashback. That's brutal.
I wish Jimmy had just stayed put and not run in there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the flashback.
No, I know. In episode 9. Sorry, I had a note there at the end of episode 9.
I was like, why don't you just call 911 as a bystander? Don't give a
don't
name.
Give your name or nothing.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Does he have a cell phone on him?
He should, unless he left it at home.
It's not 2026, Ted, they don't, especially if he's going out like that, he may not have taken his cell phone. He may have just rushed out.
Could be charging too.
Yeah.
So, since Ernie isn't calling, Jimmy charges in, tells everyone to call 911, turns everything off. Chuck goes through hell at the hospital. Even if you hate Chuck, you got to slightly feel bad for him.
No,
come on,
No.
man.
Man, Chuck is insufferable, refusing to eat and making Jimmy feel guilty for leaving
I'm talking
the
about
bedside.
the immediate when they're going in, like the lights are everywhere.
Oh,
EKG,
that? No.
he's freaking out. It's like torturing him essentially.
Nah.
So,
Fuck you, Chuck. Dude, it's psychosomatic. How can I feel bad for someone doing that to themselves?
I mean, it's not how psychosomatic works. He's not really doing it to himself. He believes it's real. So
They've already proven that it's not. And so instead of getting help, he continues with the delusion and treats his brother further and further like shit.
yeah,
Doesn't also, that's not the first scene, isn't it? Isn't the first scene the flashback?
yeah. I mentioned the flashback.
Oh, the flashback. I have a couple notes there. Sorry.
yeah. No, go ahead.
I think
Chuck's villain
think-
origin story.
I think I jumped back to episode 9 there. That's my bad. Chuck is insufferable, refusing to eat, and then making Jimmy feel guilty for leaving the bedside. Tears won't fix how I feel about you, Chuck. That's what I put. And then on their mother only asked for Jimmy before dying, and Chuck is going to hold that against Jimmy. Like it's his fault. He
Yeah.
is jealous that people like him more. Jimmy was
Yeah.
in the building. Chuck said no to calling him. What a bastard.
Yeah.
And then lied to Jimmy about if she said anything. Yeah, but Jimmy is the scumbag, right? This is what I was saying earlier, is that you can follow every law, but right here shows Chuck is a piece of shit.
yeah.
Switch the roles. Would Chuck have gone into the copy place to save Jimmy?
No. Yeah, probably not.
No.
But then, of course, you're going to talk about Ernie covering Jimmy.
Oh,
And-
Ernesto.
And then when he asks him later, why did you lie? He's like,
You're my
my
friend."
friend. I don't want my friend to get in trouble. So
yeah.
Ernie's a real one.
He won't have a job for long, but what a good
No.
guy.
Yeah, I know, 100%. I actually thought I misremember that Chuck just fired him right there. So,
Yeah.
also, I will say the actor that plays Ernie has just gone viral recently because he's like driving for Amazon now.
Oh, is he really?
Acting career didn't really go beyond
Aw.
this. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. So Nacho and Arturo are driving the van with the driver in the back.
Mike's following him.
Clueless that Mike's following them.
Mhm.
Jimmy gets emergency guardianship over Chuck and makes him get a CT scan to make sure his head's okay from the fall.
Chuck goes catatonic.
Yeah, he and Kim see the commercial that he's been filming. We did skip over some of those scenes. Chuck has gone catatonic. Mike meets the armor again, but this time buying a rifle and getting it zeroed. Also, we got a backstory the first time we had the Jim Beaver scene. The first one when he ended up not buying anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you seem familiar with that rifle. Yeah. Glad they don't have wood anymore. Should have thought about that before they sent it in.
into a jungle.
So
Yep.
Mike's a Vietnam vet, it seems.
And a
So-
sniper.
and a sniper. So Chuck finally wakes up. He talks. Jimmy tells him he's taking him home. Seems better between
Yeah,
the two.
right
But
there.
Chuck goes out into his
Fucking-
garage once he.
Fucking commit him. Fucking commit him. Fucking commit him.
But until I wonder if Jimmy's thinking about it. But until Kim fully moves to out of HHM, it would destroy HHM to commit him though. So, he also has a lot of friends at HHM that are not high-end people, right? He's friends with the janitors,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. So, and then of course, so Chuck's scheming, going out into the garage, doing some crazy shit.
I knew what he was doing instantly. I
Yeah.
knew what he was going for. I knew what he was looking for.
Yeah.
And I knew what he was up to.
Yeah. And then Mike takes position to snipe Hector, and Nacho unknowingly blocks the shot. The cousins kill the driver, and Mike is watching. Then Mike hears the horn from his car
From his car.
and a note saying, after he hikes back a ways, it says, "Don't." So
Such drama. The horn blaring. Are they going to hear it? Are they not? And everything like that.
And-
then seeing the note.
my favorite part about that is the physics of the scene, because when the cousin shoots the driver, it's a few seconds delay before the gunshot hits him.
reaches Mike.
And then for him to barely be hearing the horn and it's further away, there's no chance. they
also,
would-
the guy's digging
no,
into the
Yeah,
dirt
'cause-
and everything.
because he can barely hear it.
Yeah.
And so like when you daisy chain it out, like there's no way they'll hear it. But still, it's like fucking high drama as you're
Yeah,
watching
because
this
if
whole
someone happens to, if the wind shifts and they hear it, they're going to be like, what the fuck is that?
scene. Yeah.
And they have guns and they will come and kill you.
Yeah.
I know who left the note.
Yeah. So, sorry. One more thing, and we'll get to that. Jimmy gets a call from Howard saying something's wrong with Chuck. Goes to the house in shock, admits everything, tells Chuck he got it because Chuck's going to
resigned.
retire. Yeah, Chuck's going to retire.
Yeah.
Jimmy finally breaks, tells him. Chuck says he just admitted to a felony. After he leaves, he pulls a recorder out from the space blanket.
Piece of shit.
There we go. But then closing overall thoughts. Now that
It's fantastic.
yeah,
Great drama. Ready for next season. Want to see what Chuck does to Jimmy because we know Jimmy doesn't go to prison because how else would he be practicing law?
Yeah,
Because he'll get disbarred. He did
Yeah.
something illegal.
which they couldn't be an attorney and
Nope.
and
Couldn't be an attorney after that. So what happens that makes it so that Chuck doesn't completely shit Jimmy's life away?
Yeah,
Again.
yeah. So your theory,
I think the note was left by Gus.
okay? So Breaking Bad was very big in a few times where there was hints in the title.
Yeah.
If you take the first letter of every episode of this season, it is an anagram saying "Frings back." That is a big thing that was
Okay.
discovered during the course of this season, and that's a very, very good theory. Then is all I'm saying.
I kind of figured that we would have him at some point.
Yeah. So the hospital was the same one that Brock was in season 4 when Brock got poisoned by Walt, the
That's
hospital
the
we
kid,
see.
right?
Yeah. Creator said they almost had Marie as a nurse in the scene with Chuck in the hospital because she's like a X-ray tech or something, but they decided against it. They decided they'd rather have the brothers be the center of the episode. And they knew if they brought Marie in from Breaking Bad, it would just create a whole different.
Which one's Marie again?
Hank's wife.
Hank's wife. Thank you.
So, and then I believe also I wanted to mention the gap now is the longest we're going to have for the entire year. We will be back for season 3 in the second episode of June.
We do have some stuff coming up in the
There's
next
a bunch of
couple
stuff coming out. Yeah. So this is the longest gap. The rest of them are about a 2-month gap usually between the rest of the Breaking Bad episode or Better Call Saul episodes. But this is our longest gap overall. And then, yeah. I'm super stoked though. I'm digging the fuck out of watching. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So, and honestly, season 3 and beyond, like honestly, I like the first season's probably like there's some great episodes, but like overall, like I feel like they were kind of getting their footing as a show. But like 5-0 and a couple episodes are like as good as Breaking Bad. But like as we move into this season, then into season 3 and to the end of the show, dude, it's like that's where I'm like I envy you, man. Watching this for the first time, there is some fucking killer shit coming, and season 3's got some cool stuff.
I'm very intrigued because the Netflix cover has Jimmy looking up. And there's a woman standing next to him, and I have no idea who the hell she is. So I'm just like, wait, who is that?
For season 3, you mean?
No, just for Better Call.
For the overall.
Better Call Saul has like him like where he looks like the guy at Cinnabon, but he's wearing like the flashy jacket, like he's putting that on.
Oh.
That's the banner. But when you go into the show, the thumbnail, it's like he's looking up at a billboard, and he's like, and there's a woman standing next to him. I have no idea who the hell this woman is. She hasn't been introduced yet, so I'm just like, very intrigued by like, who is that?
Okay. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the next time then. Next time is
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Indeed. And so that'll be a 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
April 11th. Can't wait for that. If you want to email the show, shoot emails to peter@geekeryabides.com or tad@geekeryabides.com. Tad is TADD. Yeah, next time I'm excited to get into the first half of the final Harry Potter movie, which I know there's 2 movies, but like the last book, essentially. We're getting into the first half of it. So I'm excited.
Right.
I'm excited for that. And yeah, as soon as you give me the green light too, if it's after the movies when I can start reading. But
I think you can start reading now, honestly.
Cool, because I have like nothing to listen to. I've actually been
if you're down with not having anything to listen to and you need something to listen to, go ahead and start the Harry Potter series. It is March. I'm a little worried about it being all the way into November, but I do have an open episode in September, so we'll see how your pacing goes.
Progress. But we also have some stuff for the other show that's going to interrupt me. So
it is.
like there will be times I probably finish
we have
a book
to stop
and,
in the middle of summer. We're going to read it.
and
so
The Stand for me. So it's like
and you always have to read The Stand.
Yeah, so that there's that. So all right, but that is it for me. I will sign off on my side by saying what I always say, which is love what you love, let your geek flag fly high, and to hell with anyone that says anything to you about guilty pleasures. And I almost guarantee I know what you're going to say, but go on.
Go land crabs.
Oh, okay. Thought you were going to say fuck Chuck.
Go land crabs.
Yeah, indeed. American Samoa.
And fuck Chuck.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.